Alright, I think we finally have quality options again. Holy shit, that took forever. OBS US. Alright, so sorry about it everyone. I did start the stream a few moments ago, but OBS was playing up I think, so I felt like I should just restart it to prevent any further problems. And so I did. I was hoping, since OBS can be temperamental sometimes, even with the recent updates, it's not worth the risk. Anyway, good evening everyone, and welcome to another mapping stream. And hello to Forgettable, Pryomaniac, and Volt13, who have also shown up during the Tourniquet as well. So, let's boot up my map, and we'll show you how the progress has come along since last time. So to answer your question, Tourniquet, if you're still here, then this is the progress we made on the final room, which we are pretty much just working on exclusively now. We have now successfully completed 3 of the main box fight areas. At least in terms of the basic fights going to them. There's a bit more work to do with this one, but that could be part of the big final skirmish. So we have the climb up the tower here for this box. We have the ambush behind this box. Over here we have Crate City, where there is a lot of crates. There's going to be some barrels. This is the first area I'm going to work on tonight. And over here we have some window shopping, including some 1 or 2 chain gunners, and a bit of an ambush involving barons and teleports. Also a secret backpack. You're waiting to boss of me, kind of sounds like something from Rise of Betrayer. Yep, I'm playing the Sigil soundtrack for the moment. Just for a few minutes. So, and there's the glorious exit, which is all there. So, on tonight's agenda, the aim will be basically to finish off this area a bit, which will probably involve adding some barrels, some enemies and things like that, and then we can finally move on to the main event of this room. Every monster in the room and building up the rest of the room to look decorative for the big final skirmish that the player will counter when they enter the room for the first time. We're doing a Rubik's-esque setup where the player teleports here in the middle of the room. All the monsters have their back turned. You have rockets and chain gun, and you have a lot of things to kill. And that's going to be the finale. And then you find these boxes, follow the pillars and leave. That's it. I'm used to like 120 FOV in Doom Builder. But what I was also saying is that, good news, the Doom World Iron Man League is not dead. As it turns out that, Reaper AA has, made a thread for this month, 10 days into the month. So if I had spotted that earlier, I might have actually done the Iron Man League tonight, but I decided I will do that at some point over the weekend. So Eternity with its Chaos 7-inch pinkies. Also death exits don't count as death today. No, if there's death exits, they don't count. You know, you're allowed to play on. Otherwise, they simply wouldn't pick map sets with death exits. You know? But anyway, Eve Eternity is going to be the choice for December, so we will get some Iron Man action, a revisiting of Eve Eternity. Should be nice. Should be interesting to see how far I get in that. Right, so, before I start mapping, and since quite a few of you are here already, I guess it's time to go ahead and, well, apart from listening to the Sigil soundtrack, we'll come back to you, Sigil soundtrack. We'll come back to you in a bit, because something else happened that was pretty cool this month. Today. And And that is, of course, drumroll, the Cacowards 2020 edition, with this nice little thing on the Doomworld page. Cacowards Phobos Anomaly edition, with this old Win 95 thing, which looks nice. So yes, of course, for the anniversary of the release date of Doom, the Cacowards come out. Now, I've deliberately not looked at them. Unfortunately, I have a couple of spoilers, but I've not seen all the awards, so... yeah, the Cacowards are basically an award thing that come out every year on Doomworld for the last... I forget when they when they actually started. I think they started in like 99 or something. But they've been going for a long while. Basically, they recognise quality in the Doom community. They are the awards. The WODs you should play. The rappers you should keep an eye on. And they come out every year on the anniversary of Doom's release date, December the 10th. And it has made some changes over the years. Also, hello, Sirius Cacodemon. Don't know if I acknowledged you earlier. So, I've not seen most of these Cacowards, so I have no idea who's winning what, but I have seen a few things. But we'll get to those. Anyway, here are my live reaction to the Cacowards. So, let's take a look, shall we? Oh, wow. And they're still going with the, wow, the fucking Windows 3.1 95 box gimmick. Rip it, get out of here and go back to your boring programs. Oh, these are all quotes from the quit screen of Doom. That's nice. One of the sanest places behind a trigger. Ron, can we say fuck? 2020 has presented unique challenges for us all. Since the world events first coming to a head in March, the battle lines have been drawn between two opposing factions. Those willing to listen to the professional expertise of people in positions of authority, and those who would rather go with their gut and insist that the so-called experts were full of it. I refer, of course, to the March 20 release of Doom Eternal, and its, spoiler warning, I guess, revelation that the Doomslayer was, in fact, literally one and the same person as the original Doom guy evolved, versus those who refused to accept this plot retcon as legitimate. I feel a weird sort of personal responsibility for part of this, given that our very own 10 years of Doom celebration was in part a smokescreen for widely disseminating Doom comic book scans. Would Doom Eternal's full line of Doom Gang War, hitting all possible references, exist without Doomworld's pernicious spread of the Doom comic as a source of memory? The world will never know, I suppose. Personally, I was, at first, not thrilled to learn that the Doomslayer is in fact the actual literal Doom guy after being fed through a god machine, and after Doom 64 and the comic to boot, and that Rip and Tear is now canonical dialogue for the formerly taciturn Doom guy, and for that matter, Wither Doom 3. But especially with the recent release of The Asian Ghost Part 1, it has been made abundantly clear that its intent is to focus on the cartoony pulp aspects, and I've got over my initial reticence. Perhaps in the light of other 2020 world events, I've learned to embrace the intentional stupidity given the widespread nature of the unintentional variety. By Linguica. So that's the introduction. So now it's time to see the awards. So first up is the Lifetime Achievement Award, which goes to James Quasar Halley. I'm going to admit I don't know who that is. Is that a live picture as well? Checking my email archive. The oldest conversation I could find with Quasar dates back to 1999. He had just made the decision to adopt SSMU as the foundation for the Eternity TC. He made the Eternity engine, which I believe is important. He made a bunch of things. Sorry. I've never heard of Quasar! He started work on Chocolate Strife. Oh wow. Strife's source code has never been released. Reverse engineering project of Strife. Cool. No, I've seriously never heard of him. I'm not really into the sort of technical stuff. You know, I'm more into mappers and stuff like that. Although I do know a few technical peeps. The word didn't go notice. Oh, okay. So he's part of Night Dive Studios as well, alongside Kaiser. And they produced Strife Vetch Edition, which I have played. And it was very fun. Good work on that. And he contributed a port of Jaguar Doom. And back in 2006, he organized an open letter and petition that gained over 800 signatures to solve the Raven source code licensing issues. It's thanks to him that today the Heretic and Hexen source codes are true free software. Then he organized a Doomwiki to become independent. Cool. Above all, I know Quasar as a person who loves Doom and all its variants and spin-offs and has done a tremendous amount to keep it in the community alive for all these years. It gives me great pleasure to see him appropriately recognised for it by Fraggle. Doomwiki used to be part of the Wikia. Okay. So basically Quasar has done a lot of cool stuff. So good for him. I'm glad he got an ESPY award. So let's see what else got on the list, shall we? Oh, Antares, again, with the Antiresian Requiem. That's just a bunch of his maps from other projects. Alright, well, whatever. I mean, Antares is a good mapper, so he deserves more stuff. The Doomworld Mega Project, which has no stands for entry, has a simple draw. The haven it gives mappers who just want to contribute to a project without stressing about fit or quality. I absolutely agree. Similarly, events like Dying Camel's Demons. Oh, I gotta mention, which do have standards. Really? Dying Camel's Demons have standards. What standards? No, I'm just kidding, I don't actually know. Hey, Croucher, place far more weight on community involvement and won't reject shakier maps if an honest effort was made. Oh my, the Shitpost Award! And thanks for the 9-month subscription, Depop. Thank you for giving more of your precious money to this cause. And here are your free emotes which you'll spam all the time. Well, maybe that last one. Which being a fan and participant of it, I want to emphasize that relaxed activities like these are great. Obscure sets like J.P. Breton's Wad Wednesday Anniversary series have some of my favourite maps. A small side effect, though, is that standouts can lose themselves in the shuffle. With that in mind, the premise of Antiresian Requiem, a compilation of pretty damn community group project maps by Antares031, is simple. After you tell her that he is good? And also mention he's created the Megawad Struggle, which is awarded the 2018 Cacowards. Your grandma no longer has to download many separate wads to track his maps down. Fuck yeah, this is my shit, she emails in response. The compilation, which covers a wide range of themes with a strong bond in his distinctive style, it's all like Eric Alms of Scythe 2, project into variety his store to make everything larger, more intricate, more screwy and messed up. These maximalist tendencies peak in purgatorial technologies, a fleshy nightmare of sentient skin, and then testing is overrunning what was once a functional research facility. As Moldy celebrated Megawad going down standalone map the eye show above, the shores of her white cuisine can be amazing with half the detail. In Antares' world, where everything is fractured and twisted. Walls crack and flesh spills through the gap. Stuff about description. These days, creators like Zazer and the Back to San X crew excel at crafting beauty with masterful visual economy, which I love too, but maps are inspired to the intricacy of Breach or Saturnine Chapel are rare and precious. If Eve Eternity Abandoned and AR Luminaire wins one, they should really do that renaming. Antares' philosophy is all action everywhere. The Requiem takes after the high-paced sword light of many of today's popular megawads and cranks up the comical carnage dial to the max. You'll be racing around, shrinks afoot with your new buffed weapons. The intensity makes difficulty options very, very relevant. Okay, and this was written up by RD. They don't go by their old name of RDWPA anymore. They have a new name, which I forgot. RD, I guess. But okay, so Antares wins one for a bunch of his maps from other projects. That's cool, I guess. Congratulations to Antares for that. He's a very good mapper. I'm not surprised he's on here again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Abandon won a Cacaward. Oh, great. Now we can say that Bemused, Benjo, and Scotty have finally won a Cacaward. Wait, no, sorry. Now Bemused can say he finally won a Cacaward. I think Benjo won one for Toil of the Gods. And I don't know if Scotty, you won one for something else, but there you go. Abandon got a Cacaward. A great cauldron of pitch meant to immolate the corpse of a titan, a mass mausoleum for the victims of a 1,000-year-old plague, pulsing with despair and hate. A sacrificial altar the size of a city, in supplication to mad outer gods. You are in all of these places, and others darker still. You are ready to fight and kill, but no, your body breathes here, the rest of you never will. Abandon all hope. So, I think this is a first Cacaward for Scotty and Bemused. So, congrats on that. Like Sunder before it, Abandon is immediately arresting to behold, though in a way which is divergent from many of the other visual powerhouses this year, even in a broadly similar idiom. Part of this is slightly simple port spec, but there's something more fundamental than that. The somber vistas under funeral skies, the sordid burrows steeped in shadow, all exude an air of evil, of spiritual decay and rot. The art achievement of Abandon is in utilizing the id Tech 1 engine and its particular capabilities, infinite draw distance, gluing inheritance to contrast, functionally infinite vertical variation, of potential dynamism, etc., to achieve a sense of sinister, unfeeling vastness and latent malice, which is only enhanced by the visual abstraction. Far from merely looking the part, though, the environments of Abandon are legitimately perilous, rife with baffling geometry and shattered terrain which suspend much of the journey over inescapable abysses of fire, poison, and liquor, with the slightest misstep spelling a horrible demise. The sense of oppression is deep enough to drown in, well, in its way, it's also intoxicating. Hey, flat guy. You're just supposed to be starring these. Antares won one for the Interior Requiem, and Abandon won one. Oh, it's Demon of the Well right up. Why doesn't surprise me, given the wording. Yeah, I used to miss those in the Iron Man League. He used to just very wordy is Demon of the Well. Awe-inspiring, this as he's saying, this is only half the story. These insane edifices and nightmarish metropolises are all host to fights worthy of their demented splendor. If what you want is blood and death and blood and ululating hordes and screaming guns and apocalypse without an eschaton within until there's nothing left but the husk of you, barely standing atop a mountain of corpses, howling under the light of dead stars as they turn howl silently back, well, you've come to the right place. As a long-time fan student of the sort of genre, I'm confident that there is currently no finite encapsulation of its ins and outs to be had. Again, the most stylistic comparisons are to Sunder, and particularly that map set's weaponization of its terrain as the player's true nemesis. But Abandon's endless feast of fight seems to touch willingly upon nearly every notable trope in the Slaughter and Gauntlet playbooks from the dawn of the style up until the present, while outright inventing dozens more over the course of its lengthy 17-map duration. New life from old indeed. Shitpost Word of the Year. Oh, these three studios think it's fun to have platform during Slaughter fights. Your Untitled will be Cacaward worthy. Yeah. Very difficult, mindless. I think you said it's also anything but mindless. A masterclass in turning everything that makes Doom the game it is up to 11, creating experiences as immersive, exhilarating, as oppressive and unforgiving. Right, instead of even well. And I'm not going to read all of this because there's a lot of text, but yeah, I know you really prided on your fights being difficult and interesting, Scotty, so the fact that it's been recognised and received the Cacowards, you should be very proud. So, you know, I'm sure this won't be the last time that you'll create something like Abandon. Rowdy Rudy 2 Power Trip, Doom Kid et al. Oh, okay. What is this? I've seen this one in the What's of Mods. I don't know what it is. Rowdy Rudy 2 Power Trip is one of the most delightful throwback projects of recent memory, as well as a hell of a lot of fun. In the early days of Doom modding, there was balanced experimentation with the limited, crude tools that were available, and the talent pool of artists, musicians, and mappers was much more limited. Music was sourced from websites offering midis of pop culture songs, while sprites and textures would be used across numerous projects. While playing Map 11 Ambush, I was overcome with a sense of nostalgia. Here I was shooting de-hacked flamethrower troopers, sprites that had circulated within the community since the Doom Skin archive, while jamming to a MIDI of Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. If Rowdy Rudy 2 is so archaic and indicative of projects from 20 years ago. Why is it listed as one of the top 10 projects of 2020? Simple, the formula still works. Rudy harkens back to legendary projects like Doom 2 Extreme Gold and all hell was breaking loose by giving that original Doom gameplay but changing up the artwork and arsenal, while offering a bestiary that's new but not familiar. New but familiar. Rowdy Rudy succeeds in 2020 because the well-designed plays to those strengths while not constraining itself to gameplay mechanics of that era. Make no mistakes, Rowdy Rudy would have been a challenge to players in the late 90s, but compared to many modern releases, it's approachable. There's a certain simplicity to Monster Play so it doesn't rely on modern traps or engaging in full-on slaughter-style gameplay. If you play only one mod this year, make it Rowdy Rudy 2 Power Trip. Wimps need not apply. And oh wow, that's a cool poster. And this was by Scuba Steve. So that also won a Cacaward. So it sounds like a wad that embraces the 90s mapping, but isn't actually 90s mapping. If is actually the good part of 90s mapping. Move on to new ideas. Yeah, well, clearly it paid off. I mean, a lot of people played Abandon when it came out. So he did some good work with that. So what else here? What we got some runners up. Tartarus by Ronnie James Diner. Wait. Did I play this one? Free-state collector map. Did I play this? Let me see. I know it's no relation to Dark Towers, but did I actually play this? Or did I not because it was a slaughtery thing, or not, or I don't know. It sounds like something I should have played. Or maybe, oh. Just the name sounds familiar. No, apparently I have not played this one. Oh well, runner-up for Ronnie James Diner, that's cool. A GZ Doom map, which is, Oh, Major Arlene was also a judge again this year. That's nice. Sure she had more fun doing this again, since she was new last year and second year on the stuff. And again, nice to see a GZ Doom map set get a runner-up mention. Yeah, I thought I did as well, but I have no post. So every linked thread has a slaughtery set pieces. Monolithic pill. It sounds like something I might enjoy possibly, but well, it's a thing. Oh my, what? Map Witch 2 got a runner up? That does surprise me. I actually thought Map Witch 2 would win a Cacaward this year, but it got a runner-up prize instead. Map Witch 2 is at most elusive and legendary creatures, a community megawad for GZ Doom. And there should be more of them. And by far the most consistently excellent and successful one ever made, at that. Perhaps surprisingly, the reason it's so good is that it immediately embraces the huge amount of style variants of being a GZ Doom community like what ultimately demands. It's not total anarchy. The project's directorial vision will only pairs two mappers together to cooperate, but also uses OTEX and the supercharge. Even so, it's the chaos of the set that makes it so exciting. Like the usual community project box of chocolates gestalt cranked up to 11. Oh, on the highlights of a story-driven map where you hunt for collectible figurines, a parkour-filled adventure with a goofy Gibbs spray climax at a beautiful temple, a giant Avector-esque cigarette in a dense jungle, a swordery plunge into a massive cave in the depths of the earth, and extreme jumping challenges with bounce pad, along with tons of fast-paced action. Don't any rules, just have fun. That's by Not Jabber. I can kind of see why it didn't win a CAC award though outright, and that's probably because while Map Witch 2 is a very well produced project, I still feel, having played it quite recently, that a far too many maps within Map Witch 2 suffered from magnum opus syndrome and didn't actually justify their length at times. But that being said, there was a hell of a lot of cool maps in Map Witch 2, and it's a fine showcase for Supercharge. And Shrine 2 by Scumhead and Menga. I have heard of Shrine 2. I may someday get around to Shrine and Shrine 2. And RD also did this one. Yeah, this is one of those total conversions I have heard of. Oh, Major Halloween won an award too for Technical Antichrist Box, which was... Shrine 2 is more refined. Well, we'll see. I have a lot to get through after this mapping, but time will tell. And I remember this being a thing. I didn't get around to playing this, actually, but I'm sure it's good. Of a giant pentagram. It's just fucking... It's just Bridge Burner, but with different colours. It's all a conspiracy. Maybe no. Alright. So, page 2. Oh look, another one I already knew. This... I Ruminate got a Cacowards. Random question. Alongside my new Untitled, would you also like a kind of censored version of the original Untitled to experience what was ruined and fixed? That sounds like something you could have as like an optional secret level. Or different level, that guy. Like a sort of recreation without breaking the engine of what the original map was played like. You know, it would be interesting as a comparison piece, you know. This is how crap it was, and here's how it plays with the Unteri effect. You know, so that players sort of can appreciate what you've done. Because without context, people will just see those maps and think, oh, these maps are okay. You know, they might not realise why they are Unteris. They might need to sample a bit of it. Anyway, AR Ruminate won a Cacaward. AR Ruminate, which is spaceline for aesthetic as fuck, may well be the longest and longest mainstream Doom map ever made. Well, it isn't. That honour goes to holy hell. Unless that doesn't count as mainstream. Well, no. Well, I guess you could just add it as like an extra map, you know. Like, map 1 is the Unteri, and then you can say choose map 5 or whatever for the an original censored version or something. Velstoy Ebby says, hi. As far as most players will be concerned, including your neighbouring and war judges, that is a strike against it. It would be easy to hate this map if it weren't for the incredibly cool saying, stunning architecture, unique and thought-provoking combat set pieces, great new high-powered guns, initial Veek centerpieces, download use of colours, game storytelling, quality good, surprising sense of humour, smart and avoidable adventures, and well, you get the idea. Yeah, okay, so begins with brief. Well, I played this relatively recently, so I do kind of know what this was all about. And this was judged by Jablon Arlene. All this leads up to one of the most strenuous boss battles made possible in Doom. Tucked away in a tower surrounded by mysterious flowing lights, a neon ball of demonic energy awaits, spewing mans and demons to try and kill you. But you've gotten this far, there's no going down without a fight. Your steps must be swift and sure, because the tower will not yield to you without the movement of series of floating walkways and switches. Keep your big guns ready and stay your trigger finger down, because it's non-stop chaos all the way to the end. The incredible ambition of a map like AR Ruminate is evident in all the ways that it succeeds and the ways it struggles to completely fall into place, for its successes are both numerous and eye-opening. Navigation can be rough at times, and the non-stop intensity of its 3+ hour duration, even on Hey Not Too Rough, can not only be worrying but also work against the things that are most compelling about the map, such as the player's ability to slow down and explore, and taking the beauty of their surroundings. But I'd approach it with some caution, the one of exploring the entire planet despite the experience you have along the way, may choice of trouble hard to pass up. AR Ruminate is a 7-hour slugfest with obtuse progression and annoying end fight. I won't say that AR Ruminate was a slugfest, but I didn't play this, but I played this on Hey Not Too Rough, thankfully. I would probably say that AR Ruminate was an interesting journey map that had a really bad ending, in my opinion. That ending was so fucking awful. Very creative, yes, but awful. But a lot of effort went into this, and I can kind of see why it's won a CAC award. It's a very, very high fidelity GZ Doom map, and they even you can even see in the write-up that the judges say it's not a perfect creation, but hey, it stands out because it's a really cool GZ Doom map, and that's great. Maybe it will encourage more people to do the same. Hey, I'm gonna call you RD. In fairness, the authors have improved the ending fights and so on. Yeah, I was part of that. I basically suggested maybe you could decrease the health of the thing on lower difficulties and make it a bit less tedious. Well, that's good. Because really that was the weakest part. I mean, there really was a lot of creative stuff, like the fact there was that one part where you walked across pain elementals as living platforms to get in that cool room with the green eyes, or that part where the floor like opened up beneath your feet and you saw the enemies teleport away to the outside, or just the visual aesthetics of the fact that they took AA text and used it. You know, there's a lot to like about AR Lumine from a visual perspective and a technical perspective. And although it was very easy to get lost, it's a journey map. So, yeah, good stuff, I guess. Running Late 2 by A2 Rob. If you've ever had a job with a lengthy commute, you know what can go wrong heading there. A traffic jam, a pounding headache, a relentless dynamic invasion of friends to leave the whole point a scarred, lifeless husk. Or worse, maybe you overslept and had to rush your shower. Sometimes stuff just happens. Unfortunately for most people in the current global economy, days off are an unthinkable luxury in the face of common hassles. So you roll up your sleeves, adjust your heels, and get on with your day. As the protagonist of Running Late 2, A2 Rob's sequel to a very promising first map set, you find yourself in this unenviable position, a security guard starting a new job after the old workplace outright blew up. You can think of Running Late 2 as a screwy spin-off of early 2010s hits like Vanguard and Resurgence. It has the blocky architecture, the cheering popping colours, and the simple eye-pleasing shapes. It's all combined for a comfy lo-fi look. Usually that mode is geared towards abstraction, areas that are video game spaces instead of representing anything too specific, but A2 Rob's unusual move was to pair that core with a playful narrative and a heavy dose of I love my environmental storytelling, let me tell you. Along with the carefully designed abstract spaces, do two areas like conference rooms and a bunch of stuff. This actually sounds like a really fun map set, honestly. I see the general premise of this and I already think, I want to play this at some point. Alright, let me do a little thing here for a moment. Not that. Fuck, no, stop that. Go to the... Yeah, okay, just give me a sec. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Alright. There we go. I think I'll add that to my to-play list for the future, because this looks fun. I mean, maybe someone requested and that, we'll see. I like the looks of this one. If you liked Vanguard, you will... Well, I liked Vanguard, except for the final map. Sorry if I don't read all of these, by the way. I want to read parts of it, but not all of it. The synthesis fits common wisdom. Despite over a quarter century plus of fan modding, a whole lot of formers, many that wouldn't seem to alien, haven't been mined much. You can put a new twist on anything. You can twirl it until it becomes a chaotic mess that accretes back into something cool. A lot can be said for plunging into the unknown, even if that's right next door. Eventually make it downtown, Brawl from Hell. Running Late 2 takes cues from the crunchiness and player-empowering intensity of early Skillsaw, and serves up all sorts of pressure cookers and freewheeling brawls. The demons are as likely to be asshole supervisors, warning over you with tactical advantages and knowledge of your browsing history, as they are to be chemically inept popcorn that melts to your big guns. But be wary, the moment you take a gang of basic zombies to outlays when they get incensed and paper cut you to death. At the end, you're a lone nighttime worker in a faintly lit grid of cubicles, hunched over a computer that just crashed. It is quiet and still and empty except for that giant fight of imps pouring in. There has been a minor security breach and you're on the clock, but even after you clear out these nincompoops, your job isn't done. Rip and tear. A shitload of old invoices. The only way out is through Mike's cubicle, and he's an asshole. This was written by you, RD. Hey look, it's Bridgeman. Oh, well, what do you know? Another one I already knew was a thing. Bastion of Chaos by Bridgeburner. No wonder Bridgeburner was celebrating this morning. Bridgeburner is the Martin Luther of slaughter. Rather than reform the proud old church itself, his theses have swept through the laity like a seismic Armageddon, altering the landscape of the mapping community and creating entirely new institutions in his wake. The demographics of the community have been shifting for years as players of the new Doom series cross over with retro indie fans and find themselves drawn to classic Doom. More than anyone else, it's Bridgeburner who has defined the voice for that new influx of mappers, a style that draws on the graphical achievements of modern video games and the brutal intensity of id's latest creations. This style is, obviously, inextricably rooted in GZ Doom, the most advanced and featured complex source port, but if you thought that the Slaughter Spectrum was just the same thing with fancy lights and 43D shapes, which it wasn't, then you haven't the foggiest idea what the new movement is capable of or how deep the rabbit hole has already gotten. The magic of Bastion of Chaos is in Bridgeburner's mastery of the port in all its intricacies. Layers of 3D architecture are woven through superstructures with Mechadon-like finesse. Sweeping arches and annual buttresses create a wider variety of shapes and profiles. Subtle fog and colouring create a stronger sense of depth, granting different tiers of architectural formations across the distance as your gaze takes in the massive scale of any given view. It's an aesthetic that offers just as much as the classic God Machine abstraction of Abandon its predecessors, more elegant and rich, less surreal and feeling, but equally imposing. Bridgeburner has opened up more gameplay possibilities as well. Here is a style of Slaughter where jumping is not only allowed but fully accommodated, and often an important part of survival. Pain elements are used with a full understanding of the tactical scope and increased threat they create with no lost soul limit, something that hardcore combat design for classic ports have always ignored out of necessity. Even the glorious 11-minute OGG soundtrack shifts dynamically to hit its high points during major battle sequences thanks to scripting. The all-out nature of the level design may go hand in hand with the mythic density of the battles, but the other major tenet of Bridgeburner's philosophy is broader accessibility. Bastion's UV is the appeal of being god tier, but it's an experience that's left for gods to enjoy. For those who might find it grindy and unpleasantly hardcore, the world settings are painstakingly designed to offer different experiences that appeal to distinct sets of players. I would strongly recommend the vast majority of people play it on Hang Up Too Rough, as I did. The doors are left wide open for players of lower skill to approach the map as a mountain to climb and have fun doing it, and for many people who have viewed the Slaughter genre as an intriguing but distant and exclusive sort of paradise, I think that is what they've always wanted. Wow, it's a good way of putting it, I guess. A lot of people want the Slaughter, the scale and the big cool graphics, but they don't want the how do I figure out how to beat this fight sort of thing. Bastion of Chaos improves over the Slaughter Spectrum. And this is by Non-Java. So, Bridgeburner now has a Cacaward. Oh, he'll be insufferable for the next month. It's a good thing that Bridgeburner doesn't have a position in this community. Right? It's not like I made him my mod or anything. Next 6 months. Oh, you'll see. We'll see. It might be 6 months, but not for this one. Oh, I mean, Map Witch 2 got a runner-up. This got a Cacaward. I mean, what else is there? You'll see. But yeah, I know that Bridgeburner's been working on this for forever, alongside Age of Hell, which is his real Jesus Christ. And to think there's still Age of Hell to come, the real magnum opus that he's been working on for years. We'll probably win one for that too. Anyway, Tunicate, you got a Cacaward again. For Mutabor. Not so much the sequel as a spiritual successor to 2016's Miasma. Tunicate's Mutabor is a meditative sojourn amidst the skeletal skyline of an unnamed civilization, fallen victim to a hubristic lack of contingency planning for such mundane post-industrial inventabilities as leaky pipes, substructural subsidence, and aggressive insurgence by carnivorous horrors from beyond the veil. Alright. I never heard about this one. In this, Mutabor represents the accumulation of a design philosophy which authors have been experimenting with for some time now, whereby the core of the game is made more by the environment and the player's navigation of it rather than the artifacts and the creatures as hosts. Okay. This essential mutability extends even to the in-game skill settings itself. Rather than approaching this in the typical way, where each setting is a nominally more or less challenging iteration of a single adventure, Tunicate has ingeniously used each of the 3 core settings to present 3 markedly different experiences. By drastically altering not only item and actor placements, but also the player's starting point in the map. Here me pointing the default setting is most openly approachable, offering a power lean towards heavy weaponry and most immediately position the player in the nexus with boundless progression choices. Ultraviolence, interestingly, is more of a long-form slow burn experience, dynamically at a low point in the periphery and initially emphasizing methodical exploration and secret hunting before eventually escalating to serious fireworks by journey's end. Hey Not Too Rough, normally the easy setting, has been replaced with Onslaught mode, which sees a minigun ripping the protagonist deep in the ruins to attack from all sides from the outset, the smoggy air soon thick with the stench of blood and cordite. And this is a... You know, I do remember playing a couple of years ago in a playtest session that there was a map that also did something similar with difficulty settings, whereby each difficulty setting not only just changed the fights, but also changed the position of the player, the layout of the map, and so forth, so that each one was a very different experience. I can't remember who that was, but I definitely remember seeing that and thinking this would be a really cool idea to see done better. And here we are. Hey, Drangewood, we're going through the Cacowards. Don't worry, mapping will follow afterwards. But the Cacowards are a big deal, and we're going to go through them. Concluding with a short puzzle map of all things, as a quirky coder, Mutabor is an engrossing and inspiring example of what is possible in classic Doom level design, and a trip worth taking again and again. So, sounds fun. And then some more runners up. Turn to Hadron 3 by Cannonball. Nice to see. Oh geez, Scotty got another CAC award for criticality. Oh man, Scotty has 2 CAC awards. Now Scotty's going to be insufferable for the next 3 months. And again, skill levels and difficulty. That's a thing that's becoming a trend in Doom now. Hard maps with difficulty settings. Long may that continue. And then Freaky Panties 2 Boxer or Briefs by Amelia Scarlett. You know, come to think of it, I think I actually have a playtest of something by Amelia in the this month's playtest session. I remember the name of the first... I didn't know there was a sequel. I remember seeing a thread called Freaky Panties, and I'm like, this is an interesting name for a WOD. Hello, Skeletron Mark 5. How you doing? My day's going okay. We're just going through the Cacowards at the moment. Actually, scratch the second episode, original censored Terry word. I'll just make a zip file with both threads, the unterried version and the Terry version, which will be censored. Sounds good, Flag Guy. Yeah, it's a GZ Doom thing, and it's, well, it sounds good, honestly. 25 Years on Earth by Phobos. Initially meant to celebrate Doom 2's quarter-century anniversary, 25 Years on Earth had its release delayed, while Phobos, long-time veteran and ever-reliable contributor to the community project, upon the finishing touches. Like 26 years, huh? It was worth it. The end result was a grab bag of nostalgic goodness that hops between the field of classics like Scythe, Vile Flesh, and Demon Fear. Okay, so like a retro callback, I guess. Cool. Good stuff there. Alright, let's go to page 3. Oh, 3 is a crowd. Yeah, I need to play this at some point, because Cypec 2 is one of my favorite mappers in terms of just making crazy shit, and this apparently has got a lot of good write-ups. I might have to play this sooner rather than later. Now it's the Cacaward, yeah. So, playing games like Doom, it's managing to imagine yourself as a lone survivor, a killing machine with nothing to lose and no goal but revenge. But when the apocalypse hits and your friends are sitting across the table from you, are you going to have their back? 3 is a crowd, starts off with a trio of protagonists, or triad if you prefer interpretation, who happen to be playing off-brand Scrabble when the demons come knocking. You eventually step into the shoes of all 3 soldiers as they start off on different paths, each one driven to save the other 2 and all of them willing to go for any length for the sake of friendship. The narrative that unfolds is sometimes goofy, sometimes heartwarming, sometimes tragic, sometimes driven by tense rage, and sometimes by terror. All of it delivered with a knack for storytelling that rivals anything in Going Down or Oat. Well, I should think so, considering Oat's storytelling was all over the fucking place. But Going Down story. That was interesting shit. Every time your characters cross paths, it's like a moment you've been waiting for all your life, and even the Icon of Sin is a genuine character, defeating again and again to counter your strategies every turn until its last card is played. In the process, the Mega Ward throws out every convention in the playbook. The first protagonist cockily grabs all the weapons in the army, but then promptly loses them in an interdimensional gateway and is forced to tackle a map that includes no weapons or ammo whatsoever, followed by one that revolves around the rocket launcher in close quarters. Oh wow, sounds quirky as fuck, which is exactly what Suitepee 2 is in a nutshell. Evoke's difficulty curve is anything but linear and a handful of map or strikingly sadistic. The vast majority of Mega Ward is as fun as it is dramatically engaging. Any map set can be this whimsical and silly and deadly serious, and Jizzle can be emotional all at the same time is a winner in my book. Free in a Crowd is the weirdest of P-Rods, one that explores the territory beyond level design in a meaningful way that delves into a broader range of feelings and experiences rather than trying to give players more of what they think they want. Because life isn't just about slaughtering demons, it's about the people you love, the frustration of things not going according to plan, the feeling of victory that comes after a real struggle, the sacrifices you're willing to make, and the games of Scrabble you play along the way. Definitely need to play that at some point. And then Shringe? What is this? Shringe? Wait, Tarzan makes maps now? Since when? Wait, Marcake, Caesar, Tarzan... What is this project? Shringe is a set of... Why does it say 6 maps there? It's supposed to be 7. Shringe is a set of 7 limit-removing maps containing all types of realms from the mundane to the insane. From forest to body bases to void-S asteroid fields, the terrain is vast and filled to the brim with danger at every twist, turn, and dark corner imaginable. Shringe is the brainchild of 4 titans of the mapping scene. Farah, Marcake, Tarsman, and Zazer. Off his bat, Zazer's signature font features and deader hints that reality will be quite quickly. Various classic storytelling sensibilities, Tansman's signature style, Marcake, who trolls people with his weird combat. How come I did not hear about this? It sounds like something I might have considered playing at the time, but alright. All in all, Shringe is a great injection of new school ideas into old school Doom gameplay, and it's a fantastic journey to bend the mind and treat the senses. These days, it's a welcome disconnect from reality and it's a short opponent dose. Wow. Interesting stuff. And then the Faithless trilogy by Jimmy. For Heretic. Bridge Burner snagged 2 Cacowards. Hello, Mr. Mina. Yeah, we're going through them now. We've seen the runner-up for Map Witch 2, and we've seen Bastion of Chaos get a 1. And here we have the Faithless trilogy by Jimmy. I'm not surprised this also got a Cacaward, considering the Doom one did. And Jimmy generally receives Cacowards every fucking year, I think, at this point. So... in fact, this is the trilogy that I think Lord Misfit is very keen for me to play, so he wants me to play Heretic quickly so I can get on with it. So that was written up by RD as well. I haven't really played a lot of Heretic, so I don't really know much of this, but congrats, Jimmy, on getting another Cacaward. And then more runners up. 180 minutes pour vivre by the French Doom community. Oh, cool. So they did do something else after the 3 Hours de Agony series. That's fun. And the end map, Sede Quid Void, was Mondays, bringing a terrifying new take on the typical Icon of Sin fight. What more terrifying than the Icon of Sin still being around in 2020? Ooh, sounds intriguing. Is the I'm still bored thing. Still, the French Doom community makes some cool speed maps. Gods and Guardians by Wraith777. An episode of 6 maps plus change, offering fair complex layouts. touching with themes. It's a subtle journey, nostalgically inclined work. Good stuff. Oh, thanks for the host again, Lord Misfit, by the way. I have heard the French always surrender at the first enemy. Okay, sure, Depot. You can have the shitpost award in this chat if you want. And thanks to the host flag guy. Abysm 2 Infernal Contract by Jazzmaster9. Oh yeah, I saw her play this on her stream a few weeks ago, and this looked pretty good actually from what she was working on it. So I'm kind of glad that I guess she got a Cacaward, sorry, a runner-up, I guess, because it looked pretty good. It looked a bit like a mixture of Strife and actually it just reminded me a lot of Strife, to be honest, but it looked fun. And then Intergalactic Xenology. Oh yeah, the Ancient Aliens thing. You know, before AR Luminate popularized that. This was a fun map set. I'm glad this got recognized. Maybe more people will start using Ancient Aliens text now, 4 years later. You know, fuck old text. Ancient Aliens text came out in 2016 and has been waiting for people to use the damn thing. Yeah. So I really like this map set because of that very reason. And it was fun, but I just loved the use of the AA text. So, fun stuff. Well done to those peeps. And then we have special features. A tour of community activity. Hey, oh, right, there's a lot of things here. Hey, RD here. The larger Doom community's yearly output is unrelenting to a degree that outpaces the growing number of sidebar features and honorable mentions. Notable deeper cuts are often overshadowed. This little feature is intended as a spotlight on the quirky bits worth remembering. Like a map crafted entirely out of the infamous livestream antagonist Fire Blue. Monster attacks and all. They're all third-person perspective GZ Doom mini-games that leverage scripting in clever ways. What is this? A void. Welcome to the void. You have to punch your world. This is a collection of mini-games. Wasn't there? I thought there was a WarioWare. Is this like the same thing as that WarioWare style? What I saw once. Yeah, that was it. Doomware. It reminds me of that. I bet this would be really good multiplayer if it's designed to be multiplayer anyway. That was pretty neat. And then a map entirely crafted of fire blue. Entirely crafted of... Wow. Whoa. Holy shit. Oh, God. I don't recall, actually, Misdemeanor. You want ones with Valiant tech. Oh, wow. Fire blue everywhere. That's crazy. Oh god, I have a feeling someone might request that if I ever reopen the things to see how can my stream handle it. that's almost like in itself a sort of a troll request. You know, hey, play this, it's really cool. Oh, fire blue, pff, the stream has vanished into oblivion. Doom -1 was an experiment in incremental design by committee. The premise is simple. One member shared a bare-bones map on a Doom World forums with an open invitation for anyone to download it, pitch and edit and upload the result. Rinse and repeat. Over 500 edits later, dozens of contributors are enjoying the fray. A full megawatt had come to life. It's disjointed and messy, but it is playable and encouraging in itself given the piecemeal construction. At the time of writing, the megawatt is undergoing bug fixes. No, I wouldn't. Doom -1 is officially out. Oh, man. The fact this was created just for little pieces of things over time, that is pretty cool. I may have to check this out at some point. I think that's an interesting experiment. I say maybe because there's so many things I'm probably going to forget. But hey, you know. Well, that one is very much not officially out. You can count the household names for Hexen on one finger. That would already make Realms of Kronos a hub-based community project on GDF, especially if it has some really impressive maps. And Fellstory Abbey. Oh, there you are, Serious Cacodemon. A mention of that Fellstory Abbey you mentioned. People are just endlessly modifying it with bug fixes. Oh, okay. I might be curious to see that at the end. And then there's Poom. A recreation of Doom for the stringent 80s hardware limitations of the Pico 8 engine. Fred72 balls up the magic of re-experiencing this old game for the first time. Chunky controls included. A lot is off kilter, but it's still unmistakably Doom. Wow, that is something. That looks like what you would... That looks like something you'd get on a mobile phone a decade ago. Or like an N-Gage or something. This is N-Gage Doom. And then one of the numerous draws of a Doom mentioned is affinity for representation. Oh, Doom Cute. So that's where it fucking comes from. KXMI's Doom Cute. Jimmy assembled a rundown of his top 25 ships and a boat-themed community project, which Scotty is also running. Currently in beta and a follow-up on Obscure Secrets. And then there's... Oh yeah, the National Video Game and the Doom mention. I heard about that one. Big Old Billy had a bunch of stuff. 8079 with musical compositions. I know AD. Quick the Jimmy link. Typically Jimmy. Oh wow. Jimmy in a boat. Oh god. Jimmy in a boat. Okay. I know AD's doing some work on his own little sound stuff, which is cool. And then there's Echo Dharma. That was fun to play. Nova 3. Wait, I forgot Nova 3 came out this year. God, why do I remember Nova 3 that much, though? Huh. That's strange. I don't actually remember much about Nova 3, even though I know I played it this year. But that was cool. So that's that, and then there's Most Promising Newcomers. Ronnie James Diner, Zogia 108, Cheese Wheel, DFF, Egg Boy, and Derek for his maxes. And then there was that Sunwast run. Yes, that Sunwast run. Because only Derek was insane enough to attempt such a feat and come out with it with his sanity intact. And also actually pull off the damn thing. That isn't Western Vanos wants to attempt to do it. But he's also crazy. So... But yeah, there are some promising newcomers this year, not just the ones on this either. I'm surprised Alfredo hasn't got a mention, actually. I think Alfredo is a promising up-and-comer as well. Well, I wouldn't blame if you had Derek. But it's definitely one of the best moments of the year, the fact you actually beat Sunlust in one sitting and got a max for it, no less. Next year he'll win the Insanity Award for his Uphook Detour. Depop, you already have database error playing Uphook. Stop trying to convert people. Well, I think he deserves some recognition. I mean, it's a big... I would never have imagined that somebody would be able to pull that off without it being a Taz thing. Considering how hard Sunwast is. I would expect someone to beat Sunwast, speed-wise, or UV max an individual map, but to detour the entirety of Sunwast in over 4 hours, getting every secret and all the kills and not die. Considering how hard Sunwast is, is a hell of an accomplishment that I doubt will be repeated, to be honest. Yeah, Flight Guy. Derek did a D2O UV max of Sunwast, including the secret levels. Although he did have a trick for map 32, so it made it a lot easier for him. Not that I'd blame him. Map 32 would be a run ender otherwise. And then we have Vi Press Consumed with this Wadazine, which I still haven't read. He did UV Max Sunwast plus secret levels. Yeah, Decino did each level on its own. Derek did it in one sitting. Hello, Gaming Gargoyle. How are you doing, by the way? Still enjoying your videos now that I'm subscribed to your channel. Hello, Forshock. How you doing? But yeah, this is a really cool idea, this Wadazine. That sounds fun. For those who want to re-witness the history, Sunwast has had a full max table since like 2015 to 2016. What, somebody had already done a D2O max of Sunwast? Oh, excluding D2O. Yeah, that's what I meant, like the first D2O. You know, that's insane. I mean, I know people would have maxed the levels individually. But, wow, we have the Wadazine. I haven't really checked this out, but I like the idea of the Wadazine, you know, as a sort of visual, a thing to... A thing. That's all I can describe it as. And lots of interviews with people. That'd be cool. And then there is Recommend Me a Coffee Break Ward. Terminal by Nightmare. Rainbow Hawks Manic Monday. Hey, Isolation got a mention. I thought Isolation might get a Cacowards, honestly, just for the fact there was a creative speed map project done at the height of the pandemic. But glad to get a mention anyway. Strain 1 and 2, Clock Out, 1000 Lines 2, which Harvey said I should play, and I might do at some point, and the first one. And Recommend Me a Serious Challenge. Wormwood Expanded Universe, Death in Excess. Cool stuff. And then we have Multiplayer Awards, which I don't really care much about because I don't really play Doom multiplayer, but I'll take a brief look at them, I guess. So we have, this is it, Doomware, which actually looks really fun. I think Scotty should shut up. You've won 2 Cacowards. So for that. Stop making me play slaughter maps. I cannot handle it. Yeah, this looks really fun. If I ever get back into Doom multiplayer again, I have to play this at some point. Because I used to love WarioWare on the GBA. And I like the idea of it being in Doom. Oh, hey, Doom was also on this. Cool. Progressive Duel Free. Alright, so it's like really fancy duel maps. In Zandorium. Alright, fair enough. Oh yeah, and then the multiplayer, and there was a Take the Crown stuff that King Dime did some things with. World Doom League, Take the Crown. That's how I discovered Zinero and his excellent commentary. It was fun to actually watch the commentary of the competitive multiplayer of Doom. It's actually pretty interesting when it's got commentary like that. That's awesome. I need to see more of that. So then we have... Yeah, sorry I'm sort of glancing over this section, but I'm not really that fussed about multiplayer and stuff, so... But I'm glad that there's a section. And then Gameplay Mod Awards. Nobody told me about it. I can't sweep. Responsible disclosure. The writer of this write-up contributed some cosmetic stuff to this mod because he liked it so darn much. He claims no responsibility over any actual important fun stuff, and the Cacowards community chose this mod to be awarded before he came on board. Hey look, it's Treasure Tech. Modders have been making efforts to smush build engine games, especially Duke Nukem 3D, into Doom from the moment that such games were released. Some of those, like Samsara, are well regarded and well loved, while others less so. Nobody told me about id takes a slightly different path in that it instead attempts to integrate the spirit of those build engine games into Doom, rather than the ritual contents. The end results are a wonderful mashup that does a great job of playing two distinct styles together, while also being darn fun to play in its own right. While there are some obvious things to copy from build games like their non-centered weapons, excessive gives, and accompanying voice acts, what really marks No One Told Me About It as a true passion project is all the little details it attempts to replicate, from the less inertia-affected player movement to your end getting kicked downwards briefly when running from a decent height, all the way to the shotgun guy and Chinga now being powered swaps with the Zombie Man sprites. This is a project by someone who loves and understands those games and all their warts and foibles, and who's created a blast transferring those elements to work within Doom's maps and universe. Hey, Miss Ashley, how you doing? I bet what good Doom Mask could return to capture the flag pretty easily. Okay, so this sounds kind of interesting, I suppose. And this was written by Kinsey. And hello, Tova, how you doing? We are going through the Cacowards. We got 2 pages left. This sounds fun. Probably not. I probably wouldn't really bother with this mod because I'm not really fussed about this kind of thing of having build engine splice in with the id engine. But it sounds like it's fun for those that seek this kind of thing. And then, but I'm not really a mod person, you know. I will play some mods, but I don't really seek them out as much. Well, Supercharged was pretty sweet. Was Supercharged a Cacaward last year in the mod section? Because if so, I'm kind of surprised it's not here. Treasure Tech Hyper Ultra 64. Many gameplay mods aim to recreate the experience of another game within the confines of Doom, and more crucially, its many thousands of custom maps. In most cases, these recreations are based on other FPS games, and or to induce contemporaries, but demakes are increasingly common, as it's easier to reimagine and remix their mechanics into a Doom gameplay context. So to see a gameplay mod that aims to blend Doom's guns and demons with, of all the things, Wario Land 4 on the GBA is eye-opening to say the least. Even more eye-opening is that it pulls it off and makes it work, with a plum even. If I had to use a single word to define this mod, it'd be kinetic. Everything is built around providing satisfying feedback to the player. So it's got a kind of sort of hocus pocus / Golden Souls-esque feel to it. But it's about Wario Land. Huh. You know, it's a strange combination of this sort of combining retro platforming with Doom, and it, if done correctly, visually at least, it can work pretty well. Definitely recommend it even if you don't really play gameplay mods much. I'll consider it. Maybe someone can request it if I ever bother with that again. I certainly like the idea of playing a mod that is not all, that is sort of like cutesy platformer meets Doom gameplay, you know. It kind of makes you wish there was a Spyro the Dragon mod. If there was a Spyro the Dragon mod that had this sort of treatment, I'd definitely play that, because I think that'd be really neat. Also because I love Spyro, at least the first trilogy. And then, holy shit! It finally happened. Marissa now has a Cacaward. And rightfully bloody so. I should think so that this got a Cacaward, considering how impressive this is. Yeah, there is Golden Souls. I've played Golden Souls 1 and 2. Nice doing, Noiser. But yeah, there we go. A Cacaward for Marissa at last. I mean, to be honest with you, I was really impressed by this, seeing her work on it and then playing it myself. This is like one of the best mods I've played, and I've not played a lot of mods. I just love the energy that goes into this, you know. The fact that she spends so much time on a gazillion Islands of War, but then also makes the gameplay fun, you know. It's just a fun little thing. You know, it's explosives as well. You owe it to give this wad a spin before all the mainstream gaming websites find it and simultaneously praise it while also insisting on creating its author as someone. To then befriend cacodemons by way of headpats. Yeah, the weapon models look really good. Play more mods! I know people want me to play more mods. And I definitely would be open to doing that once I've taken care of a few other things. Don't worry. But very much congrats, Marissa. You definitely deserve the CAC award for this. And maybe Aetherius will get one day as well at some point. I think Aetherius also deserves a CAC award eventually. No. No, please. Does this mean we might see a Hideous Destructor stream? You might. Would you be willing to play mods for other games? Maybe. Depends. I used to love playing Half-Life mods, you know. I really did. I used to love playing Half-Life mods like a decade ago, but nowadays I have not as much time. But anyway. It's quite surprising to see how many mods get made. But yeah, you do get a lot of mods as well. Not all of them good, but it's nice that people want to still want to customize the Doom thing years after, you know. I'm gonna say I hope Missa doesn't get foiled by people now that she's won a CAC award. Well, I guess we'll see. It'll make him power hungry. Wants like Kaizo Mario. Yeah. That's cool. Alright, what else there? Oh, Mini Mod Safari. Hello there, this is Marissa Kirasami and you're reading through the 2020 Mini Mod Safari. Doom Gals. Oh yeah, I've heard of that one. War Trophies. Corruption Cards. Deformed Doom and Big Doom. Oh yeah, corruption cards. I remember seeing a stream about that. You choose one of 3 cards. It's like that FPS roguelike thing. That's pretty fun. Deformed Dune and Big, and then there's Remasterminds. Tormentor 667 is back and remaking stuff. Hopefully he'll make Shores of Hell eventually. That'd be nice. Also appears we made Doom Raider, Putrefier, and Doom 3 Ilbus E2. Apparently they released some stuff too. I was about to say I hope Marissa doesn't get foiled by people now that she's won a CAC award. It's odd feeling. You want yourself to be known but don't want to know the fame and people plugging worse Doom, some crowd saying your death threats want to change something much. Yeah, I see what you mean. I kind of don't want to be ridiculously well known either. I'm happy just to go about my business. I can respect that, but I still think your thing would deserve a CAC award if they ever bothered. I hope to see him around on Twitch at some point. I want to see him do Shores of Hell. I want him to see him, if he's going to remake stuff, I want him to go back to Needip and Zaydum and do Shores of Hell. That'll be cool. Oh. 4chan trying to dunk on her and getting angry due to some of the content. Okay. Well, that's 4chan. It's dunk on everyone, I guess. So, final page. More Death Awards. Surprise! Released project with the longest development time. Pacifist speedrunning. Pacifist speedrunning is a more Death Award. Pacifist speedrunning? Oh my god, how do you feel about that, Foreshock? As the first person I think of for pacifist speedrunning. Well, that and no monsters, but I know this is different. It's a good award. Wow. Oh, I see. It didn't used to have a category. UV pacifist. Exit as fast as possible on skill 4 without hurting monsters either directly or indirectly. No barrels. Agreeing to revise the rules for pacifist runs. There was finally a consensus and the pacifist rule set. Hooray, heavy! Unlike other categories, the pacifist monster also includes the icon of sin and lost souls. Simple enough, otherwise don't shoot the gun, exit the map. The devil is the intent. So... Okay. You can't terrify monsters, but you can crush them. Oh, I see, so... Wow, someone's got quite a history there. We got the Code Award for the Unity port by Mike Sponge Rubitz et al. Oh, the Unity engine port, nice. For the that was what they used for the Bethesda, so that's fun. We got the Odyssey of Noises, best original soundtrack for a Doom project with Primeval for the Bastion of Chaos OST. The Unity port. Less censored. So that's good by Primeval. Getting that award. Mac Award for Arbitrary Code Execution by KGSWS. Also cracked the code. The first revelation was that the save game loading code could be coerced into loading an ACE exploit through clever construction. KGS went above and beyond the Hello World style proof of concept by coding classic calculator game Snake directly onto the Doom HUD. There's a video here that shows it off, I think. And we can maximize that. Have a look real quick. Yeah, it is nice because there are some good composers of Doom music these days. Minimalistic HUD and mouse work. Force field that kills you. Oh, and a grey coloured barrel. Okay, vertical aim while dead. I was gonna say, a force field that kills you doesn't seem all that exciting, but looks like there's some other trickery to come. Specific lifts, I believe. Oh, in vanilla. Oh, I see. That's a different story then. That's like Linguica levels of vanilla stuff. This is like when Linguica discovered how to make portals in vanilla. Lighting raises when door opens. Oh, that was kind of neat. There's like a gradual shadow effect as the door opened. Very neat. Jimmy, and then Jimmy. Well, there's also Viscera Maelstrom, Primeval, AD's doing some stuff, Stewboy's still doing some stuff. I've play tested a few WADs in the last few months where people have made their own music. We are seeing some people making their own MIDIs a bit more often. Red, green, gold. And that, I know that's not a vanilla thing, usually. Oh, wow. Can you imagine someone doing this in a vanilla map set? Like, nobody expects this kind of stuff, and then someone will make a WAD with it, and it's like, aha, it's still vanilla. Behold, colors. It gets dark when closer. fog. So it's not vanilla technically, but it can run in a vanilla port. No, it's not like... It's like having advanced features that still work with Chocolate Doom. Which is in itself kind of interesting. Blue blood, green blood. Grey blood, alright. Color lighting on corpses. Color lighting can decorate. Wait. How's that? I'm not. That's something. The decoration's only changing color? That's a neat trick. Grey lost souls and a cyber demon that is spectral. Bouncing decoration. Jump pads. And the God mode comes on. Boing. Secrets. Cyber demon with partial invisibility. Yeah, I'll say tourniquet. There you go, Derek. The blur spear fight, he just blurs the cyber instead. And thanks for 25 bits, Misfit. Even having vulnerability has the force field killing you. This would definitely... Before wrapping up this video, I tested this on my Pentium 2. Hey, Sterry. Yeah, it's some kind of showing of the arbitrary code execution. Which is basically someone... added some stuff to the vanilla coding to make extra cool stuff work on it, and it runs on vanilla Doom stuff. Yeah, he basically found an exploit in the Doom code which allowed them to put their own stuff in that still runs with vanilla. Another vulnerability inside the WAD loading code. Wow. That sounds really interesting. I mean, this could be used to really screw a player. Like, you could make a vanilla map set and use that exploit and completely freak people out who don't know about it. Why, I guarantee that somebody will try to do that. They will create a vanilla map set that uses this kind of trickery, so that when all this fancy stuff comes up, they're like, wait, this can't be vanilla, but it works on Chocolate Doom. definitely interesting. Potentially, at least. I mean, it's not really much point, except that it will freak out a couple of, except for those who really like playing vanilla style will now maybe have to deal with modern stuff. That's kind of cool. As such. So, yeah, that could be interesting to see. And unfortunately, this one I also got spoiled from. Creator of the Year, Bridgeburner56. Not Chuckwood, just Doom2.exe. You could do some challenge, but direct challenge of Wycliffe. So Bridgeburner is probably right now in some kind of food coma or hangover from all of this. He got fucking a Cacaward for Bastion of Chaos, a runner-up for Map Witch 2. And Creator of the Year. I know. I mean, to be fair, I didn't ask for no spoilers, but wow. From the very beginning of his Doom career, Bridgeburner has aimed far and high to create some of the most aesthetically pleasing and ass-kicking maps possible. His very first publicly released map, Enjoy Mapping 6, quickly established there was no way new to the game. In truth, he's been mapping about 15 years on and off, mostly honing his skills outside the community. But since 2018, he's grown his mapping skills in the public eye, and an incredibly voracious rate at that. His first real break, however, came in May 2019 with the solo Spectrum. When he wasn't smashing record line depth counts by creating his incredible UDMF works, he was sharpening his teeth in other formats. The 1000 Line Community Projects, Dan Campbell's Demons 3, proved that Bridgeburner is no less than a mapping machine not bound by formats or time limits, just comes to how it can push the editor. Then came the Map Witch. And the Map Witch was really like, finally, a cooperative mapping project that came to fruition. And that wasn't Mutiny, which I haven't played. And Bastion of Chaos and Age of Hell is still coming, which is going to be his magnum opus when it releases. What started off as an inkling of an idea 10 years ago has now gained a life of its own. A cavalcade of some of the most talented Doom mappers, sprites, musicians, and graphics artists to this side of hell, marching to the beat of Bridgeburner's thunderous drums. And I still haven't seen much of it. What makes Bridgeburner truly stand head and shoulders above the rest, however, is his leadership and sense of community. His Discord server, the Hellforge, has grown to over 1,000 members over the course of 2 years, and has become a haven for all those who love Doom. Several incredible projects have been nurtured there, including the Hellforge's own Map 1 and 2, and Ronnie James Diners Tartarus. The Hellforge speed mapping sessions have also been in full force this year, low-key 2-hour sessions every month or so, giving mappers both new and experienced a chance to show off what they can build quickly, whether it's through his streams, his Discord, or among the seemingly hundreds of other places where he can be found, which is always ready with a sage and practical mapping advice, or simply a word of encouragement when one really needs it. Without a doubt, Bridgeburner is a force to be reckoned with, bringing a new age of mapping with him by Major Halloween, who totally isn't one of the admins for Bridge's Discord server. So basically this is rigged, and I call bullshit on this entire Cacaward. The real creator of the year should have been fucking Kraja. The hot list gets longer and longer. Hey Marissa, yes, congrats on your Cacaward. You will now be the... You can now say you're a Cacaward winning. I'm sure Demo-chan will be very proud. I would recommend it to someone like you, Mina. Yeah, me too, you boy. It's nice that GZ Doom is getting a hell of a lot of mentions here. You know, and look at this waiting for list. Boyner's Bow, Adventure Square 3, Age of Hell, fucking Back to Science Episode 3 for the bazillionth time, Deus Vote 2, Gone Souls 3, Elementalism. I'm looking forward to that next year. Platonia 3, hey Horus. Realism 2, Shores of Zadoom, still waiting on that. Sunder version 2, Switcheroom 2. Did I play that? or the beta anyway. UAC Ultra 2. I don't think Final Doom the way it did. Yeah, there is an Ultimate Doom in name only, which I'm pretty sure I've been waiting for forever as well, just because it has a moldy map in it. Yeah, well, I think it was very briefly touched upon, Marissa, but don't let that stuff affect you. Those people are just stupid. The mod itself is amazing, and people like that aren't really good. People like that will have never touched the mod, so you know, I won't worry about it. If they're not criticizing the gameplay, they haven't got much to talk about. Because they could just ignore the war and just play the awesome gameplay, like what I kind of did in my playtest of it, you know. I mean, I know you spent 200 gazillion hours on the war, but I skipped 90% of it and still enjoyed it because the gameplay is just like a combination of Doom and Unreal with a really cool feel to it. Panophobia. Yes, Panophobia, which we'll never see, probably. I don't really care about that. I want to see Ultimate Doom the way it in name only. I only because it has a map by Moldy in it, and it's like I mean, how can I not want to play another Moldy map? Final Doom is 20 May Day next year, but Necromantic first, yeah. Yep, Sunder version 2. I mean, remember, there was that crazy few days when Insane Gazebo came back, and then Deus Volt came back, and then Back to Cyan X3 posted its official thread for episode 3, which then disappeared. You remember that crazy, like, 2 or 3 days where suddenly everyone was returning? Anywho. Hey, Deathwing, how's it going? But yeah, I mean, I think Bridgeburner is definitely a very good creator, and in a sense, in not only that, but Bridgeburner has now become one of the best Doom hubs on social platform, really. I mean, to think that I remember a couple of years ago that Bridgeburner was just this crazy guy who was making a crazy project which was called Age of Hell with a friend of his that you know, was ridiculously long and ridiculously huge, and it was like, I don't think he had a microphone at the time even. He was just making, I think he did, but he was just like busy play testing this map. And it was like the most ridiculous, biggest shit ever. You know, it was just so hard and lengthy. And Bridgeburner went from that to basically just making really crazy stuff like this to basically just becoming the biggest Doom hub in existence in about 2 years, you know. I'm pretty sure that everyone in the chat right now is either a member of or has heard of the Hellforge Discord. I mean, it's over 1,000 people. It's got a lot of different things, and he genuinely does seem to run a good ship there, you know. I mean, by a somewhat selfish comparison, I used to consider, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, he is the ultimate Doom hub, essentially, now. You know? A few years ago, I sort of considered, like, myself to be a sort of, well, not really that involved, a sort of Doom hub for all kinds of people, you know? Mappers, non-mappers, long-time people, new starters and stuff like that as a streamer. And then, but now you have Bridgeburner, who is like that and much more, because he invites you to his community projects. Oh, shut up, Lord Mid. What do you mean not enough for modders? You know what I mean? It was a description that I had someone say about my stream a few years ago. Like, my channel is a good hub for Doom stuff, you know. Mappers come in and they put it on background and they do maps. people come here to talk about Doom, hear about Doom, etc. And then with the rise of like the Bridge Discord and Bridge Burner in general, there's now a really much better centralized source for that. You know, if you want to talk about Doom and random shit, and you want to sit your map play tested, and you want to have people watch your streams, and you want to have people talk about Doom in any category, you go to Bridge's Discord server. And then Bridge is doing all kinds of streams and releasing these projects and so on and so forth, you know. And I can see why he got a Creator of the Year award. He definitely deserves that recognition, you know. I mean, I kind of don't mind being a Doom hub, but I kind of prefer to do it more quietly, you know. Just go about my business and encourage people. And I bet Bridge Burner has encouraged many mappers to do maps. And the best part of it all is that he specializes in UDMF and GZ Doom, which is exactly what I want to see more of. So it's entirely possible that thanks to Bridge Burner's rise, a lot of new mappers are now taking GZ Doom and UDMF more seriously, which means more great maps in the future from that category, which means I will be forever happier. Yay! And then new stuff: Chronicles, Doom Eternal, Doom 64, official console ports, Ancient Gods thing. Oh. Doom 2 Hell on Earth's Twitch viewer count reached its all-time peak at 22.8 concurrent viewers in February this year. Hello, Mike. 22.8 concurrent views in February. Not March. Alright. And now next year, John Suitepee rises as the next UDMF stalwart. Nah, I doubt that. That's because of Romero. What if it's still not released in 2020 despite over 22 years of development? Yeah. And we're waiting for E2. Wait, Winter Catastrophe 2 is getting a sequel? I didn't know that. Mrs. Bobble and Count, whatever his name is. I didn't know they were going to do a sequel to Winter Catastrophe. When did this happen? I liked Winter Catastrophe. I didn't know they were playing a follow-up. I'd love to play a follow-up. Oh, a Doom 2 sequel. I never heard of that. I liked Winter Catastrophe last year. It's one of my favourite Ultimate Doom mods. I didn't know they would. Wow, I definitely need to. I definitely need to. Oh, look at that! Happy Time Circus 3 again. Romero raided Bridge once and came in like 150 peeps. The Shores of Zadoom. Yep, I'm looking that. I'm kind of hoping that since Tormentor 667 is back and remaking things, that he might get around to that someday. But we'll see. Oh wow, Romero raided Bridge. Awesome. Alright. I guess that's it. So, there are all the Cacowards. I'll just sort of briefly show them here. So, plenty of good winners, I think. There's more above that waiting for which you didn't read. Oh yeah, sorry, Children of Speed. Continuing with the last year's trends of bad news first, annual reviews DDSDA 2.0 is to fund for good and domain fell through air. But there's a new DSDA for 3.0. Nice. Demo activity blew up with Cold Joust, which is awesome. And it's good that Doom was ready for the influx this time. The speedrunning Discord doubled in size. Crispy Doom made strides. DSDA Doom. Doom 3 30 Ultra Violence, but over rotation by the usual suspects with Zero Master, then a Whim, and then Reaper with that excellent run which I saw live at 17:55. And that wasn't the lowest he could have achieved. He had that one run that could have gone 30 seconds below the 18 mark. That was an incredible moment, and I'm glad I got to see that live when it happened. I even gave up a Final Fantasy XIV dungeon to watch it. It's well worth it. Then we have other noticeable speedrunners. Siskana broke Zero Master's record, which then spurred him to take it. Depravity did some individual runs. Shock Blast did Pacifist for Sunlust, because Shock is also insane. I mean, look at that avatar. Does that look like the avatar of a sensible individual? Or a crazy, crazy Sunlust fish with a monocle? I've watched his attempts. It's just like ridiculous patience. It's one thing being able to kill things. It's quite another to know that you have to rely entirely on monster AI, level geometry, and fucking luck. It's ridiculous, but he's so good at doing that kind of stuff because he has all the practice of the no monsters, so he knows how to do the geometry and cool things. And thanks for the 25, Lord Misfit. Apparently so. Also the fact that someone's can be done pacifist at all, actually, come to think of it. Zero Master to get a Caco for the 24 speed demos entertainment alone. Oh, I forgot Zero Master runs that. Hey, Dewsome, play the map 15 video. God Machine in 21.3.15. Zero Master will eventually get an SB. Oh, hey, Dew. I haven't seen you around here for a while. Where's the map? Oh, here we are. Swap window on map 15. Yeah, this is almost map 15 pacifist. So, what have we got going on here then? Wait. What? Oh! An Archvile death jump. Can we see that again? I think I've seen Forshock attempt this a few times and not succeed quite. Wow, an Archvile death jump. Wow. One more time, please. That is ridiculous. And it's almost like you almost feel like Forshock is cheating and pressing the no quit button mid-flight or something. Oh my goodness, wow. It's like, oh, I mean, that is a death extra and a half right there. Holy moly. The window is too small for a living Doom guy. So you death exit all the way out. Wow. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I think I do remember seeing you attempt to do that in like when I hosted you one time. I was not entirely sure what you were going for, but now I see it. It's like, holy shit. So the fact that you had to set that up, the fact you took damage deliberately to die, and the fact that you managed to get it perfectly through. You're being attacked by an imp while you're doing this, so you have something in your path already. And then you just fly out the window. I almost feel like there's an animation that needs to be seen, like a third-person animation that's needed to be seen. Also, thanks for the follow, Thundergod 50. 1. Much appreciated. And thank you for the gifted sub to 4Shuck West, Ford Misfits. Now 4Shuck can use these 3 emotes for a month. Oh, and this one. Sorry. Forgot that one. It's not. So thank you, Ford Misfit, for your continued generosity. Wow. Boom, you can just push through monsters even if you die. Amazing. That is like so good. And then there are 11 feet in Fightathon on map 13 and 20. Wait, you managed to pacifist God Machine. You pacifisted the last map of fucking Sunlust? I mean, an early grind in the 0 press while in nuke, it's a nasty 4-dart charge up in 20 minutes of joining the rest of the fucking owl in the Renault Arena. It all started for more of this chat. His chat. Oh my god. I don't know. Do we really want to watch like 23 minutes of... I don't know if we want to watch 23 minutes. Oh Christ, it's been nearly 2 hours and I've not even done any mapping yet. I've just been talking about the Cacowards. Wow. Night Terror deserves a lot of love. But still, that's insane. The fact that you could... Man, it's like everyone's just doing Sunlust for crazy things this year. The fucking Derek D2 All Max, and then Shock Blast. Oh, we'll just pacifist Sunlust. What's next? Nightmare runs? Fucking nightmare runs of Sunlust being completed. Crazy. Recorded yesterday, making me rewrite this section. Arg. Wait, this only happened yesterday. The SL13 is the hardest of those. A lengthy in Fightathon on map 13. This one lasts 5 minutes. Guess we can watch this one as well. Not anymore. Yeah, we seem to have divulged into Cacowards celebrations at this point. But I'm seeing some insane shit from this video, so fuck it. I'm down with it. Wow. You're up to reach 28 of Epic 2 again. Hey, need help? How's it going? Oh my god, look at the tight spaces. Like the tight squeezes that you're pulling off for this. Just before. Alright, yep, we are. We've just been going through the Cacowards, which is now culminated in watching 4 Shock Blast pacifist runs at the moment. Here comes the crazy part. Oh god, it's blocking, it's blocking! Wait, he's pushing it! Oh god, the Raptotron is spike his shield! Save me, Spider-Coon! Spider's dead! Uh-oh. Oh, Imp is now saving. Oh no! Oh god, whoa! Oh, what? 7% health? Wow, I thought that was it. If I had seen that live, I'd have thought that was it. So I guess the idea is to get the Mancubus off the platform. Is that Revenant stuck there? The Revenant got stuck on the steps. Oh, you want it alive? Ah, right, okay. I thought maybe you wanted it out the way so you could get to that switch. Or something. Yeah, that annoying thing we have to like. You expected mapping. Ah, I see, yeah. And then it's like sneak around the cyber. And then there's the exit. I want to go back to that fucking insane. Yeah, this bit. So you're sort of in a corner, and then suddenly you're being hit by imps, and revenants, and then suddenly. What happened there? I need to slow this down, I think. I'm not sure how you got out of that. So you're in a corner, you're completely surrounded, and then Mancubus comes in. Ah! The Mancubus saved you. Yeah, sorry about the sound. Yeah. So, the Mancubus is like, I'll save you! Full shock. Yeah, I'm watching this one anyway. Wow. And you get a time of 5:10. Pretty good. Wow. Otherwise, if I stand near the red door, I usually get trapped because the revs don't infire with the imps and they're really close, since they don't shoot projectiles like in melee range. Can we now map? Wow. I mean, that's ridiculous. Manco MVP. Yeah, absolutely do. You have a personal message introducing an untethered wad full of stolen shit. Oh, looks like Flight Guy has finished the thing. What else do we have here? We have 2351. Nah, I'm not gonna watch that. I get. And then the UV Max front story, grand return of the veteran Vile, or SDX Vile. I'm guessing it's the same person, who took multiple minutes of both Doom 2 and Pretonia D2Os. But the former was surprisingly observed just a new days ago by a newcomer, Night Terror. And the latter by Vile himself, which will minutes before this year's publication went up. Bob 9001. Is that the same Bob, infamous Bob from the Doom Speed demos? The one everyone loves for his demos that are really slow? That Bob? Same Bob. Yeah, wow, STX Vile. Yeah, STX Vile's been around my chat a few times as well, which is awesome. Bob Award. And perhaps the most impressive demo of the year came from Derek, who performed the impossible and completed a D2O of Somewhat in 4 hours, 23 minutes, and 47 seconds, after months of persistent grinding. What a guy! He also completed a lovely max of Eve Eternity Map 32 in 29:30. Oh, hey, SDX Val. Speaking of which, and if you crave even more, another fresh face, Arby's 550 managed to finish a D2O of Scythe 2 in 3 hours, 37 minutes, and 17 seconds. Watch your video. 29 minutes of a max of map 32 for Derek. Oh, I don't have 4 hours to spare. I have to get up in the morning. I have to go to work in the morning, Derek. I don't have 4 hours to spare, man. I'm sorry. 1,100 attempts, yeah. So, yeah, good stuff. Actually, maybe more sweet reaction streams once in a while. Yeah, I mean, I remember that one when you did that was you got very, very close to completing it, and then you died on the very last map, very close to the end, and it was like it absolutely gutted, you know. Like, I didn't actually see what happened, but I came in on the stream and you were just completely, you were like sort of not doing anything for like 30 minutes, and the whole chat was bummed out. It was like a big sort of you were so close moment, and you just blew it kind of thing. And it was like you weren't angry or anything, but you know, that's sometimes the kind of thing that can like really throw off a the momentum. And that, I think it wasn't long after that you did the D2 you know. And that's why I said it reminded me of when Looper had that close run for the sub-18 when he got like 1730. He could have made 1730, and he died at the last map to something stupid. And that was a bit gutting for him, but he came back and pulled off the 1758. So, you know. If speedrunning continues like this, it will definitely have to move out of the sidebar. Well, I don't know what... I mean... What else could people do? I'm going to see people do Sunder D2Os next. Oh god, could you imagine a Sunder D2O? Just the first 14 maps alone? That would be an insane challenge. You know, not necessarily the new stuff, just the 1 to 14 in one sitting with a max. Alfonso D2O. That would be a challenge too, I guess, but no D2Os. No, seriously, I missed the I'm Still Bored challenge from the Cacowards. Hey, Commentage, how's it going? You think I need more reaction streams? Break up the floor every few weeks. Well, I don't really have a lot of things to react to, World Misfit. I mean, I got plenty to do with other games and Doomwards. You know, this is a once... Oh yeah, we don't have the Muck Award anymore either, do we? The Muck Award was dropped last year, I think. Oh man, you know what? I want to watch this 2351. I have to see how you managed to pull off a fucking pacifist on map 30. I have to see it. I was originally going to not bother, but this has been going on for nearly 2 hours. I have to see how you pull this off. I just have to see it. I pull it off by falling. Hey, Hank, he fell. Well, we can always speed up if it's just not going to show you new footage, but... Alright, go in then. Is that a void glide? Oh, wow. Void glides. Oh, a regular glide. So that's what I meant. I keep saying void glide when it's just like between barriers. I keep calling it the void glide for some reason. But I guess I'm aware there's a bit of a difference. Oh jeez, the health's ticking down. And he falls off that trap. Now it's... Wow. You found the gap with the barons. Jeez. There are so many well, this is Sunlust. I expect a lot of barons. Honestly. I expect it. Look at that high flame. Jeez. Yeah, so many pissed off Martians is right. Holy smokes. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I don't think I'll be doing any mapping tonight. I guess the plan for this stream was gonna be some mapping and a sort of a 30-minute look at the Cacowards 2 hours later. But to be fair, it's the Cacowards, and they deserve a good chunk of time spent going over them, I think. So... And I think I agree with Lord Misfit. I think a brief mapping break would probably do me some good. Just for tonight, anyway. And tomorrow, when I'm not doing anything. But don't worry, I'll be back mapping on the weekend. I'd rather watch you play than map. Hey, Meldelete. Yeah, I'd rather be playing too. I mean, I like mapping in a way, but I have a lot to be playing and I prefer to play. So, yeah, you duped all the traps. I'm just curious to see how the fuck you managed to pacifist the big room when you get up to it. I'm doing alright. As fine as I need to see. That's the second time he did that with the glide. Oh, for a set there, I thought you were going to go for the, an archvile jump. Okay, here we go. This big fucking room. With the archviles and the, weird pillory things. I'm guessing you're not going to wake them up. Right, I'm guessing you won't be punching to wake them up, so they don't attack you during this phase. But they look out, actually they look awake to me. Now the rest of the fucking owl. Oh no, the Archvales are all awake. They're just... Oh, now these ones are anyway. Oh, isn't that going... Oh, does that wall represent where they could target you? Is that like the maximum range near the wall? I mean, on Hurt Me Plenty, I don't think those vials are there. I think. I've never seen this on UV proper. Well, I have. But yeah, I know Archvales have a max range to them. But yeah, I am in the UK. Yeah, so it is nearly 9 o'clock here. This was going to be a mapping stream with some Cacowards, but instead it has now become a Cacoward stream with no mapping. Oh well. Because I always thought those vials were the biggest problem with this area. I didn't realise that if you just stayed away from the yellow walls that mark out where they are at, that you can just avoid getting attacked by them altogether. I always thought like they'd be pinging you here and you have to be dodging between the cover and stuff. You're watching from Miami, Florida. Hope you're safe. Because all I know is I saw this fight on Ultraviolence and I was like, thank God I'm not playing this on Ultraviolence. That being said, this fight is still really hard on Hurt Me Plenty. Somos in general is still quite hard on Hurt Me Plenty in the last 10 maps. It is not easy. But it is a great combination to Rivix and Danny Bubinga that, because of the difficulty settings, different people are able to finish this great WOD. And the interesting part of this one is the ending. So, is this going to be it now for the next 15 minutes or so? You're just going to run around all this stuff for a bit until whatever you need to do happens? What is it with those Archvale flames? What do you mean, Flat Guy? Cacoward reaction stream! I think you could skip 6 to 7 minutes if you want to. I'm waiting for things to die. I guess I'll leave it on. Give you a chance to explain the run a bit. So why do you need every monster on the ground dead? It's just for some kind of AVG, attempt or something, or for other reasons? The Archvale flames are freaking out. Ah, right, a complicated Archvale. I think the main difficulty here is complacency, I'd have thought. Or making a wrong turning, like... I imagine that although it is difficult to pull off the nice tricks and stuff, I imagine with runs like this where you do a thing for ages, I have the same problem beating these kind of fights normally sometimes. I go around and around and around the same area, and then all of a sudden I make one mistake, I miscalculate, and suddenly I'm getting hit for like nearly all my health. It's sort of like the tedium almost sometimes of a fight, even just playing some of these trickier fights normally where you just essentially circle strafing, you might just decide, oh, I'm just going to weave through a few revenants, and then suddenly you're cornered and you're like, ow, ow, ow. Yeah, patience. Yeah, it's a bit like being a goalkeeper. Again, Josh Reed, so imagine doing these kind of runs using gameplay mods, including ones where muscles are randomized, or even you're squishier, or even tankier. Well, look, I've said in a previous Sweet State World Misfit that I will play more Doom mods because I know that more people want me to play more Doom mods, and you will get more Doom mods in the future. I'm going to start playing more of them. But at this current moment in time, in terms of Doom things, there are several WODs I want to play myself, including Freeze a Crowd. Oh, for pacifist runs. Yeah, that'd be something. Your Plutonium 2 map 7 pacifist was so infuriating. 5 minutes of wing weapon rockets into Banky by an off team wonky pistol shot. Yeah, I guess there's that as well, dude. Like, it's like in an old, like a sort of very old, hard, difficult Nintendo game, you know, where you have limited lives, or once you die, and then once you die, the game ends. It's like, oh shit, I screwed up the boss, and now I have to go all the way back and do like 7 areas again, just to get another shot at that one boss. The ones which you have probably done over and over again. Or, you know. Alright then, Flag Guy. Thank you for your link. I will add your messaged WOD to my playtest stream, which I will do at some point in the next week or so. I don't think it will be this week, but next week I will probably do the playtest stream. So I need to get that done. But the main thing, I'm still focusing on my map at the moment, and the map is getting close to being done. So, yeah. Well, I sort of figure I've either got 1 4-hour stream left, or maybe 2 more streams before the final room fight's finished. Perhaps. But now it's got to check this. Yeah. It's like I was saying, like, you know, artificial difficulty. You spend hours doing all the easy stuff, and you just want to kill one boss or do one thing or one difficult area, and death means you don't get to try the attempt straight away. You have to go back and earn it. Well, yeah, I probably do have more hours in terms of the tweaking, of course, but the tweaking is less time consuming and probably easier. And playtesting. Playtesting. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I have to playtest it in PR Boom, yeah. I'm going to do that once all the fights are finished. Right, once the map of all the fights have been worked out, I will then play it in PR Boom. That's the first real sort of major hurdle. Does it run in PR Boom okay? And if it does, great. Then I don't have to worry about anything else. And if there's a fucking problem, I either have to tweak it for PR Boom or just say, fuck it, play it in GZ Doom. But it's a Boom compatible, so playing it in PR Boom would be nice. I don't think it will have any problems in PR Boom, though, honestly. I don't envision there being any problems. I'm not really doing any advanced stuff. We haven't run into any map errors. I think PR Boom will be fine, as far as I can tell, anyway. So, since... Oh wait, that's Stu Boy. Doesn't do... I forget if you, Ah, jeez, I seem to have completely forgotten. This may sound like a dumb question, but I have genuinely forgotten for some weird reason. Stu Boy and Do are two different people, right? Because I was about to ask, you know, are you planning to do any more music for next year or something like that? But I have genuinely forgotten if you are two different people or not, for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, shut up. Clearly I am mixing two people up. I don't know why I thought that. Okay. I don't think you do minis, do you, Do? So... Because it was going to be like a joke where it's like, oh man, Do's here. Now I can ask you a question. And it's like, when's Back to San X episode 3? But it's like, no, when's some more music? But I can't do that joke anymore because I'm an idiot. So never mind. So therefore, I'll just ask the obvious question, which is, when are you making some more maps? Yeah, please don't ask me to make minis. I'm sorry, I just forget things sometimes, and it's like really random stuff. Please forgive my autism. I need like one of those meme things. Please be patient, I have autism and a hatred of revenants. Oh, it looks like you're trying to do something here. Is this going to be the beginning of the complicated archvile jump you're going to attempt to do? Looks like it. And now, I'm not going to ask you about Back to San X episode 3 because... there's no point anymore. You're probably getting fed up with people asking you about it anyway. At this point. Although, I suppose I could ask with the... Oh. Oh. Oh, now things are happening. Wow, look at this. You're completely wall-hogging that tight Hell Knight fight. That's right. Don't... Oh my god, 4% health. Holy shit. You have no health left. Oh god, this was when the part where you're going, oh god, oh god, oh god, 4 health. Ah! Beef cheese. Yeah, that's... Ah, what? Why aren't the reps attacking you? Safety strats. Alright, okay. So you were somehow in minimum range from the only one that could hit you, and therefore you were completely safe. Oh, you're doing it again? Holy shit, you have to do this trick twice? Oh, now I can understand why you want everything dead in the middle, at least. Oh, okay, I see. So we'd be doing something else if it wasn't for the So does that mean then that there's a possibility of improving this run simply by not doing the safety strat for this? Damn. But yeah, what I was gonna say for do. So how do you feel about with the console release of the Bastion X 1 and 2? How did you feel about the recent change to the map names for that? Because you had to change all the map names in episode 2 due to legal reasons. And how do you feel about that in general, realizing that for some people playing Doom on the consoles, your Bastion X 1 and 2 that you were a part of are now some players' first introduction to the Doom community at large, alongside the other stuff like Double Impact, Sigil, No End in Sight, and something else I can't remember that also got put on there. Oh, Adventures of Square, that was it, I think. It was necessary and it became a huge headache. Just to replace the map names. Wrecker, that was it, yeah. Oh, there we go again. Oh, and you fell down. Was that supposed to happen? Oh. So, we've seen you come from 4% health to a Mega Spear, then fall off. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. It took you days to come up with some new map names after that. Damn. I would not have thought it would have taken you several days to come up with map names, but there we are. You rang. Oh, look at all this stuff that you're just cheating now. That's right. No, we're not doing all these closet fights. Not happening. Okay. Well, fair enough then. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be entirely surprised. Bastion X as a series is all about perfectionism and the pursuit of the great map set in vanilla that is accessible to the point that it is now a console release version. And that's the run. Wow. That was some insane shit, I think. I think the best thing I've seen of these three, though, was the Archvile jump. that was something, alright. Wow. Great run, Forshock. That was quite something. Is Derek still here? Are you still here, Derek? Since we have seemed to have just... You know, I'm going to close this. Sorry, map. But tonight, you've taken a back seat to Cacowards and speedruns. So, we'll try you again some other time, I guess. Bye, Doom Builder. Sunrust. No Sunrust. But we can watch the map 32. See how that goes for a change. This is the old record. I haven't ordered the new record. I see. So what are my general thoughts? Oh yeah, by the way, just while this is running, this is the Iron Man League's WOD of choice for the month. And yes, the Iron Man League is not dead. Thanks to Reaper AA, who is the second guest thread creator for the Iron Man League since NASA took over. So, this is the Iron Man League's choice. I will be having an attempt this weekend. We'll see. I'm just glad that the Iron Man League is still going. This is one now and it just cut maps and to the Rafa Chronos mod. Okay. But yeah, my general thoughts are it really is nice to see a lot of recognition for UDMF and GZ Doom stuff. You know, like with the likes of AR Lumine and Bastion of Chaos, and you know, it's nice to see that we're seeing some credible Cacowards. The fact that this format can now breed Cacoward winners. You know, and as someone said earlier, it's also a sign that people are improving with the format of GZ Doom and UDMF. You know, I mean, a few years ago it probably wouldn't have been advised to all but the most dedicated, because with the UDMF GZ Doom format, it's just so easy to flood the scene with mistakes. God, I remember this area being an absolute pain to get through when I played this. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see more custom Doom map sets get a run at GDQ. Like, either it was just really basic sort of stuff, really obvious stuff I should say, like your back to Saturn X or whatnot. That'd be cool. But yeah, it's nice to see that people have got really good at using GZ Doom and UDMF now, to the point that because there's just so many good map sets in that format, that perhaps we can stop discouraging people from starting out with it, even up to a point. You know, I still kind of see the wisdom in exposing most first-time mappers to Boom to keep it simple, but honestly, I start to wonder if it's time to start saying, you know what, if you want to do UDMF and start there, go for it. There's plenty of good inspiration out there, and we're seeing more quality come from that area that it's worth having a go at. Was this invulnerability color choice yours, Derek, or is it part of Eve Eternity? I know it's a random question to ask, but okay. I don't remember the effect, to be fair. I mean, I played this last year? Alright. I remember this map though. But I hope this continues. I hope we continue to see even more impressive UDMF map sets in the next decade, and I think we're going to. I mean, Elementalism is coming out. It's starting to come out next year. Age of Hell looks pretty promising, with the Bridge Burner inspired UDMF Revolution, among others, of course, like Marissa and Amelia and many, many more. Yeah, the green effect is nice. You know? So that's the main thing I'm happy with. Seeing in the Cacowards this year, continued recognition for a sometimes much maligned format, honestly, which I think it's time that it wasn't maligned anymore. The days of people making bloated crap are over. At least mostly, anyway. I mean, hell, I've played a few decent UDMF stuff from newcomers in the last year or so, like Hurt and Verdant Citadel. There's most certainly more people handling it, and handling it well, no less. Long may it continue. That being said, I would have liked to have seen Krage's I Have No Idea Episode 1 get a bit of recognition. I thought that was a very well crafted WOD that Krage spent a lot of time on. I thought it was pretty good. But I guess it just didn't get that. It's the only one I actually nominated for a CAC award this year was Krage's I Have No Idea Episode 1. Which is probably why I'm not a judge of the CAC awards. But then again, it's part of the general struggle for any new map creator to get their map noticed. You know, across all walks of Doom. Didn't Dime run Scythe at Doom? Or am I misremembering that? Oh god, that fight with the Archviles also, that was oof. Didn't Scythe get run like last year? Or am I just misremembering that? I seem to, for some reason, remember Scythe being run. Yeah, I thought it did. Yeah, or maybe this fight was brutal. Yeah, there's a flood of vials to deal with. Maybe Perdition's Gate? TVR? Something like that, perhaps? I mean, is episode 1 of Back to Cyan X any good for speedrunning? Possibly, being slightly shorter? It's long. Well, hey, if they allow Final Fantasy runs that go on for 8 hours, they can allow a 1 hour plus Doom run. This jump sucks. Crumpets. Yeah, so this is the map set that the guy made before he made that other thing and the other thing and the other thing as a kind of like an introduction to his style of dickishness. This jump. And I definitely agree with Bridge Burner getting the Creator of the Year. He does a lot for the Doom community, and he deserves that award. I mean, I can even say that personally myself, ever since I joined Bridges' Discord, I've had a few extra people discover my stream, for instance, just for posting on there. And I imagine that's the case with mappers and modders and Doom fans in general. All have a place to call home. Well, they can also play Among Us and call everyone sus, which I'm starting to do at some point. So yeah, I'm generally pleased with the 2020 Cacowards. Also shout out to Antares for inspiring those chain gunners. And the ones in... and the colored one, and also the similar ones in Supercharge, and about every other ward. Yeah, same here, Noiser. I'm not entirely used to Discord servers myself. I used to know IRC. Oh god, I just realised, going back through this map, I just remember how long this map was, and how difficult this map was, and how frustrating a lot of the fights in this map were. I believe it was an epic journey, but I definitely remember struggling with this map when I played Eve Eternity last year. Distinctly. Fair enough, Noiser. It's a pretty good run so far, Derek, I have to say. Not that I'm a speedrun judging expert or anything, or really an expert on anything. Well, I just reminded, this was Yukiro's map, right? The one that Yukiro submitted for this one. Yeah, Jesus, he made all... This fight was also quite difficult. Right, he had a knack for making all these fights really hard. I remember this being difficult. You know, I'm pretty sure I was pistol starting these maps, and this is the room I sort of... It's such a hard map to get a firm grip on, because all the fights are just evil. It's definitely deserving of the map 32 slot, you know. Also, fuck those cyber barons. I hate those enemy type. Totally not biased for running this. Actually, now that I think about it, I guess alongside UDMF maps gain some more recognition, I guess it's also nice for people like yourself, Scotty and Hank and so forth, that slaughter maps are getting some recognition as well. I think a large part of that is because of the difficulty adjustments that many of the hard maps you cherish now possess. Yukiro was a big reason why he became part of the Doom community, yeah. I think for me it was probably the Megawatt Club. You know, Hey, Jaws. This was going to be a mapping stream, but it became a Cacowards reaction stream, and now it's just a let's watch some speedrunners stream. Which, in fairness, is tied to the Cacowards, so it's still relevant. Oh, here comes the two-shot. Boo. You fucked up the two shots. Boo. Terrible run. 0 out of 10. And they call you Mr. Sunwast. Ha! This man doesn't want too hard. Well, after a while it doesn't get too difficult. It just has a lot of really annoying fights because... partly because of the custom enemies and partly because of Yukiro's good enemy placement. I just remember this map I struggled with a bit. Just to... yeah, it's not massively like... if you take your time, you'll be fine. But it's just annoying. Well crafted and annoying, but annoying nonetheless. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, like with Abandon getting a Cacaward as well, and Criticality, you know, it shows that there's also still room for the harder maps, which are now accessible to more people. Well, I bet that must feel nice, you know. For years and years, people have besmirched slaughter maps as being just a niche genre type of thing. Myself included, in the past, admittingly. And now it's like you can say, well, just play it on a lower difficulty and you can still have a good time. A fantastic shitpost to casually play through. Hey, Carmitage and Why Snaky, how you both doing? I mean, or am I wrong? Maybe you don't really not that bothered about slaughter maps getting a bit more awards. Maybe you've always felt that there's just... it's irrelevant. Sorry, I need to remember that I'm not just here to watch this and not say anything. I guess it feels the same way in a sense that when, well, for a slightly different reason, you know, maybe owing to the challenge of, you know, there's plenty of slaughter content, but not a lot of it is taken too seriously because it's, you know, widely criticized, and now with more accessibility to some extent, more people are getting into it and seeing the positives of it, you know, the well-crafted map design and so forth, you know, which slaughter does possess. You know, it's not easy to make a difficult fight that is doable or interesting or visually pleasing at times. Or am I wrong, and do you prefer the niche status of slaughter mapping? Do you view it as just being like a kind of thing that should be for the best players to test themselves, and just that only? enemy spam and can discount level design should make it possible. Yeah, I know that some people have said that's an issue they have with slaughter maps. It's the fact that it's just, oh, I just have to keep killing lots of enemies. Yawn. I never found that an issue with slaughter mapping. For me, it was always just, it's fucking hard as hell and it requires you to use specific strategies to beat. And it's annoying when you don't know the specific strategy, you know how to use whatever you want. But I kind of gather that's kind of how they work, you know, you're supposed to figure it out. And I still hate that sometimes when I can't figure it out and I get stuck. That being said, I have just created a fight on my map, which is literally just that. It's a combat puzzle, essentially. A not very complicated combat puzzle, but a combat puzzle nonetheless, where you kill things. Maybe that's just my issue. I mean, that being said, sometimes figuring out involves a lot of pain and, oh, this section was hard too. Kind of. I also suck at puzzles, I suppose, but massive spirograph areas. No way, Snakey, there hasn't been any mapping tonight. Basically, I started out opening my map, and then I started talking to the Cacowards. Then 2 hours passed. And then I just decided, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to make this a Cacowards reaction stream and talk about other stuff thing. So there's no mapping has actually been accomplished tonight whatsoever. Unless you count opening the Doom builder as an accomplishment. Oh wow, he took a lot of damage there. That was like, oh no, run over kind of moment. Must suck when you get those big crits. And you ignore the armor. Whoa. Oh yeah, of course, I'm not worried about the time. I mean, I literally just have 2 fights left to do now. The one on the top right corner with the crates, which won't take very long, honestly. And the big final fight, which will. I could probably have that done by the end of the weekend, depending on how long the Iron Man week goes for. Just play this demo while you act like you're playing. I can't really do that now, Hank. I'd have to do that like at the beginning of the stream. Hey guys, I'm gonna play Sunlust again. And then I'll load up Derek's 4-hour epic thing. Oh man, I can't believe I'm going to get a world record for D2O Max. They sort of are categorized in, well, it's mainly like a bunch of top 10, and then there's like slightly different awards for create multiplayer mods that are quite new to them. A few other mentionables, runners up. They do mention what map format is used for the winners, but there's no specific format. It's just stuff that's really good gets on the list based on whether the judges think is good, you know. And RD was one of the judges who was in the chat, I still think. Marissa also judged some of the mods. Yeah, in small doses. I've sort of come to begrudgingly like Slaughter in some aspects. Like, I now recognize that I'm not gonna play the really heavy, intense stuff, but I do like some, and it will be on a case-by-case basis for Slaughter maps. There are some I'd like to play. But honestly, I'm going to, for the most part, probably avoid a lot of them. Because it's something I probably couldn't play in large doses either. But I can still appreciate the effort that goes into them. You know? And I'm actually kind of glad that there are more difficulty options to these kind of harder maps too. Because it means I can just play them on a lower difficulty and still have a good time. At a skill level I feel comfortable with. Instead of being forced to play at a higher difficulty level than I am capable of. The process for awarding gameplay mods is me throwing a mod name in the general direction of the other judges and waiting for them to like it. The main odds for is 100% your own picks though. Yeah. In which case one of them was, you know, your mod. I made a really cool mod, please add it to the list. I made a really cool mod, please add it to the list. Don't you want to please demo-chan? Kinsey? Look, I'll write another 100 pages of lore if you just put my word on the Cacowards, please. You're threatened to write 100 pages of lore and email it to him. So I'm getting close to the end of this one. Corruption cards go update with new effects. Fears to have a 1,000-page handbook. It probably would. I'm still just impressed that you actually came up with that much lore for a Doom mod, no less. Like, it's literally like a friggin'. You have literally created a stupid weird weapons mod universe. You know, it's very commendable. You just put so much effort into it, you know. Do the two-shot right, Derek. You didn't do it again. Yeah, you picked instead, oh shit, I'm nearly dead. Which is actually more awesome, surprisingly. It's like, you survived on 1 health and had a red screen for that. That's the biggest threat because you play in PR Boom. It's the red screen that covers you up for like 3 seconds and blinds you because you took a big hit. Okay, 1, 2. No, I didn't even try it really. Just sort of went, fuck it. Oh, there we go. 29:40. And below par time by 20 seconds. Holy shit. And keep in mind, these par times were set by the mappers, so wow. So, the par time was pretty fucking close to like the speed run of this. That's crazy. Not that I'm trying to one up anyone, but I just like war. Yeah, I know, you have to write a shit ton of war and stuff, you know. It makes it feel like a real passion project, which is exactly what it is. And now it's a passion project that has a Cacoward attached to it. You can even add it to the title thing. Stupid weird weapons mod. Now Cacoward Winning Edition. You could never expect the par time to be beat for UV Max. I'm gonna have to do that myself as well. Set a par time. I'm not gonna. If it's easily done, I'm gonna set a par time for my own map as well. So But actually proved me right. You get death threats all the time. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, that was a good one to watch. Very exciting. So I wonder which of these we will see next year. I thought A Boy in His Barrel was already out. Action Doom 3, probably. Adventure Square Episode 3, depends if Jimmy stops making midis all day. It's probably in beta suite. Some of these are in beta. Age of Hell, probably. Amiga Demo Party? Oh, that's the Steve D thing. I remember that. That's the Steve D web project. And we're still waiting for Realms of Intensified Chaos. Where's that on the fucking list? Realms of Intensified Chaos. That should be added. I'm still waiting for that. Ashes Afterglow. Autobiographical Architecture. Olymphog. I need to play Avactor 1. Because that YouTube guy recommended it. The thing that will never ever come out ever. Honest. Until it does. Serial Killer. Cypher, Cybershade, Dancing in the Abyss, Dark Universe E2, Dark Moon, Deluge Onset, Deus Vote 2-2. I think Gun Souls 3 will come out next year because Batandi does update on that every so often, so I think that'll be definitely out next year. Elementalism is going to come out next year, at least in one part of it is. Final Doom the way it did. Maybe. Fortune's Run, I don't know what that is. Happy Time Circus 3. I didn't know they were making a third one. That could be an interesting. That could be interesting if it comes out next October. Hellforge, Shana-Doom. Okay. Heretic, Curse of Darkness, H-Pack? That's not what I... No, it's not. That can't be what I think it is it? It's not Hentai Doom Pack. Interstellar Enforcer. Yeah, I didn't finish that because it got really long and complex and cryptic and lame. I still like the atmosphere of it. Interstellar Enforcer, don't know what that is. Yeah, probably. Kama Sutra 2. Yes, I actually do, Lord Misfit. I expect it to always be more fun. I haven't even played Kama Sutra 1. That's like the missing link between Hell Revealed shittiness and Alien Vendetta's awesomeness. It's like the thing in between, and I need to play it at some point and hopefully not get muted for some of its music tracks. Kuro Nico Project. I swear I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is. No, I think Kama Sutra is before Alien Vendetta, isn't it? Because, what, Alien Vendetta was like 2000 and... Wait, Kama Sutra came out after? I thought Alien Vendetta was first. Oh god, I've had it wrong all these years. I thought Kama Sutra came out before Alien Vendetta. But now I know it came out after? Alright, well, whatever. Kama Sutra was... I've played the multiplayer of Kama Sutra years ago, and I remember it had some crazy maps, so it'd be fun to play him single player. Never mind. I'm an idiot. I've had that wrong for so many years. I literally thought Kama Sutra came out after Hell Revealed and then Alien Vendetta came out after that, and now I'm just wrong. Probably mixing up with the later release of AV instead. So never mind. Can't wait for your country to make streaming copyrighted content a felony. Where do you live again? Deathwing. I like to joke that Kama Sutra is Hell Revealed, but actually good. From what I've seen, Kama Sutra is good. But I don't know how it is single player. That's the thing. I have played Kama Sutra's maps, but only in co-op. Single player, it might be very different. But from what I've seen of it, Kama Sutra is an interesting experience onto its own, and not just for map 30. Oh, you're talking about the US, okay, yeah. Just playing Strange Times on repeat until the end of time. You'll never get DMCA'd. Yeah, there's gonna be some more DMCA awkwardness, I'm sure. Lost Civilization Part 2. Oh, cool. Jark is doing a follow-up. Winter Catastrophe 2. Where's the thread for that? Is there a thread for this one? Winter Catastrophe 2? If there is, I need it. If you're not familiar with what Strange Times... Do I dare click that? This Strange Times. Well, it's from your channel, so I guess we'll click it. Oh, this MIDI. Isn't this from Ribix's finely crafted fetish? Jeez, that's creepy. You should totally watch the demo I did of that. Yeah, no one's DMCAing that. But then everyone's gonna watch my stream on mute. Oh no, it's spreading! Ah! Hello, physics. How you doing? You know what else is also spreading? Oh, for fuck's sake! That is also spreading. I chose that actually because it was on your stream and about 3 others, and I had to get in on the action with the cat jam, you know. Neat. So yeah, is there a thread for Winter Catastrophe 2? Like, if I was to search it up, could I? Maybe if I like search it, is there a There's a part 2. There's Winter Catastrophe here, an Ultimate Doom Mega Ward, Winter 2, which is nothing else. Oh, I guess maybe it's not got a thread yet or something. But yeah, I like this one. So did they ever plan on making it? Where did they? Nah, I think they posted the screenshots on ImageRed a long time ago. Oh, okay. So there's no thread yet, but it's something they are gonna do. Because I thought it was really cool. One of my favorite Ultimate Doom mods, in fact. I'd love to see what they do in Doom 2 together. I think it's really sweet. Mod FE2, Necromantic First. Don't know what that is. Don't know what Azonia is. I know what Panophobia is. It's that thing that Tourniquet requested once and will never be a thing. I'd love to play it if it ever came out, though, because I like the idea of maps based on fears. Perdition's Gate Resurgence. Weren't you leading that project, Forshock? Wasn't this the project you were the leader of? Because you're like a big fan of Purgate? No, you're not? Okay. Oh. Okay, Jaws in Space. Weren't you the leader of this project? Oh, you've played through it. Oh, okay. No, it's my project. Fair enough. We'll put some sigil music on for a moment, I think. Oh, an early version of it, okay. Plutonium 3, which totally is a thing. Oh, hi, Physics Cat. Thanks for the follow. You are now the 18... Wait, no. That's slander. I love Revenants. Nah, sorry, Physics. You now hate Revenants. Give in to your hatred. Join the dark side. Star Wars references. Hey, Gerald Cook. What do I think of the Cacowards? Pretty good. Nice to see a lot of recognition for GZ Doom stuff, as someone pointed out earlier. I'm kind of surprised Map Witch 2 didn't get a CAC award, but Bridge Burner got enough stuff, quite frankly, including the Creator of the Year. And I can't really think of a better person who suited it. I mean, now that Jimmy's been credited, and Zazer and Kaiser and Joshi. Fractured Reality didn't get a mention. Did it? I must have missed that. I don't seem to... But yeah, Plutonium 3 is totally a thing. But as I was saying, Physics Cat, you're now the... Unless I've lost a follower in between the stream, you're now the 1,842nd follower of this channel. Which means we are 158 followers away from Sunder again. No, I do not need to hear your comments about making bots again. The Sunder will come soon enough, probably next year. So, Plutonium 3. Is that actually going to be a thing? I know it's a thing. I know that Joshi was working on it and he made a thread and then nothing happened about it. And it went very quiet for like forever. I assume it's still being worked on privately and will just come out in about 10 years or something. Because anything that Back to Cynex Episode 3 can do, Plutonium 3 can also do. Fucking Valve and never releasing games with 3 in it. The Realm of Z Magic. That sounds fun. Whatever that is. Realism 2, Wrecker E4. I need to play Wrecker at some point, I think. Reptorum, Revelations of Doom, The Shores of Zadoom. Please, Tormentor, make it happen. Sigma X, which is on my playtest list. No, sorry, not on my playtest list. Sigma X is on my stuff to have a look at list. Strife, Mothership. Is someone making a Strife mod? Excuse me. Is someone making a Strife wad? A Strife wad. Wow, that would be interesting. Something called Sunder version 2, never heard of it ever. Supplies, Mechadon Project, Switcheroom 2. Didn't I play that? Oh god, am I gonna have... Oh fuck it, I'm gonna look it up. I say this every time I see Switcheroom 2, I swear to god. It's like, have I played Switcheroom 2? And I have to look up and find out that... I have played Switcheroom 2. 100%, I have played it. Yeah, I've played Switcheroom 2. But perhaps not the fully finished version. But I know I've played a version of it that's on my Doom Wads I've beat list. So I consider it finished. It had 32 maps. But I don't think it was fully finished. I agree with that. Threshold of Pain 2. Also, thanks for playing my Switcheroom 2 map, Sweepy. That's cool. Well, I think I remember Switcheroom 2 being alright. I remember it. Threshold of Pain 2. Oh no, problem noiser. That's what the the play testing and playing and the attempt at constructive feedback is for. It's an attempt to be constructive. Threshold of Pain 2. Don't know what that is. TNT 2 Devolution. Apparently the more and less chaotic TNT project. Revolution came out eventually, and Devolution is still waiting. UAC Ultra 2. Didn't 40 ounce get banned a while ago? So is that ever going to be a thing? Ultimate Doom in name only. That's what I'm waiting for. Just so I can play a moldy map. And a few others. It only had half its map removed once. Vela Pax, the other Mechadon epic, which everyone's waiting for. Unfortunately, Mechadon. Let's hope Mechadon and Bridgeburner never cooperate on a map glitch, or else the map will take about 2 decades to finish, and will be the most glorious thing ever. But it will take 2 decades to finish, probably. And Wolfen Doom, Blade of Agony E3, which I am aware what that is. It's meant to be pretty good too. So all these we're still waiting for, and I wanted to add Realms of Intensified Chaos to this list. And also... Hello, Cannonball. Congrats on your runners-up mention for Return to Hadron E3. And we've just been going through the Cacowards tonight. There's been no mapping. This has just become a Cacowards reaction and let's watch some speedrun stream. Because... why not? Right? Yeah, I know it will be finished eventually. Yeah, it does. It has a moldy map in it. It also has a really cool Dobu map. It has a map. It has a lot. I like Doom 2 in name only. I know not a lot of people did, but I liked it. I mean, it wasn't consistently great, but I liked the idea of it. It had some cool maps, and Ultimate Doom in name only is meant to be better. So... yeah, speedruns. Gotta get those speedruns, Was Refracted Reality mentioned somewhere? On that page. Oh. Left column. Oh yeah, here we are. 2020 was described on Doomworld as the year of the Megawad, an observation backed by a lot of truth. Along with the award winners and extra spotlights, if you're in for the longer haul, you could do worse than to flip through and find something to your liking among Happy, CPD, Academia, Interception 2, Modest Mapping Challenge, Mayhem 2020, Nova 3, Texture Extravaganza, Oops All Tech Base, Magic Doom, the 64 Kilobyte Challenge, Team Rocket 2, and an incomplete release candidate of Refracted Reality. The story of Doom this year is inextricably bound to this work. Alright, there you go. Refracted Reality did get a mention. Refracted Reality introduced me to an excellent sound vaporwave track And which then we aesthetic-tastic. Vaporwave. The WOD. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Alright, well, wow, it is like 10 o'clock now. I have accomplished no mapping tonight! Yay! No mapping! Woo! I accomplished absolutely bugger all. But the Cacowards were fun to go through. And it was cool to see some insane speedruns as well. So, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. It kind of ended up being something different than intended, but, you know, I think it's been fun to talk about the Cacowards. They only come out once a year, and why not? So, I won't be streaming tomorrow because that is my game night with Drauken, but I will be streaming on the weekend. I will be playing the Iron Man League, and there will be some mapping as well. I'm kind of hoping to actually get the fights for the map done by the end of the weekend as well. So that, fingers crossed, there will be the map will be very close to being finished by the end of this weekend. So thank you all for watching. Well done to all the Cacaward winners, of which some of you have been in the chat tonight. And I'll see you all on the weekend for Iron Man and mapping. Have a good night, everyone. And keep on dooming.